Fight number one brought to you by the lovely Amanda Lynn Sports Photography. Does an amazing job. Make sure you check her out on Facebook. She wanted us to give a shout out to the one that really does all the work. Christine is the one working the laptop, trying to get it all posted. Christine gets it online. Check it out on Facebook. Buy some pictures. She will make you look good. This is it. The first fight is an amateur bout scheduled for three-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 134.5 pounds with a current record of 1-0-1. Doing it for Snake Pit MMA. Let's make some noise for Jacob Vanuelos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of the red corner, we got Jake the Snake Vanuelos. Now this young man comes to us with a record of 1-0-1, 1 win, 0 losses, 1 no contest. He's had a couple fights out in California. This is his first fight here in Salt Lake City with SteelFist Fight Night. Now we know that he's training out of Team Snake Pit MMA. What do we know about this guy?
Well, we know Jake Snake Paul right there. That's who we see right there, that big, massive man that you see there with the SLC Muay Thai on the back.
Yes.
That's why I was laughing at the very beginning when we're using that same name, the Snake.
Yeah, well, Jake the Snake Paul, the corner, was actually very excited to tell me. He's like, yeah, we got the Snake Pit. We got a bunch of snakes just slithering their way into the cage right now. So he's really excited about it.
I like it. Well, we've seen Jake Paul around all over the place.
Yes.
He was a veteran here on the scene for a long time.
Yeah, he's fought all over the world.
And done many different things. I've seen him on TV. I've seen him all over the place.
Knights of Mayhem. He was actually jousting professionally for a while.
Didn't he do X-Arm as well?
Yes, he did X-Arm when that first started also.
I mean, he's a veteran. So, what does that mean here for Jacob? What it means is he is getting some good coaching here. He's getting some good coaching. He's getting some veteran advice.
Well-rounded coaching.
Yeah, he's coming in from California. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Do we know much about anything that happened there?
Yeah, I know he's got about 2 years of training up until this point. He's got some jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai before going over to the Snake Pit about 6 months ago.
Okay.
He's been with the Snake Pit for about 6 months, getting the full, well-rounded MMA training.
Okay.
They do have the jiu-jitsu background. Jake Paul, he does do a lot, mixing it up with one of your friends, actually, Gustavo Rodriguez,
nice.
jiu-jitsu, but he's also got a lot of Walt Bayless jiu-jitsu and other stuff that he brings to the cage or into the gym, as well as Muay Thai and just a whole rounded system.
Beautiful. Let's take it up.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds with a record of 0-0. Doing it for Wasatch Combat Sports. Make some noise for Jackson Degray.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Standing 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. We got Jackson Degray walking out right now from Team Wasatch Combat Sports. What do we know about them?
Well, I know that they've got a good group of people over there. They're one of the corners right there actually used to train back in the day with Hidden Valley MMA. So they've got a good stable of guys that have been around for a while. Relatively newer on the scene. Not new, newer, not one of the established for the last several years. But they've got a pretty good group about him. I do know that he is coming out here as a perfect record holder with that 0-0.
That's right. So what do we decide now?
One of those O's has got to go.
That's right. Well, I mean, we do know they're stronger together. I got that from the T-shirt.
Right.
Didn't they have a couple ex-UFC guys that used to train out there? Maybe not anymore. If I remember correctly, we had a couple. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that one. Definitely looks out here. Looks to me to be calm, cool, collected. Entering the cage. I like the music.
He definitely doesn't look like he's nervous coming in here for his first fight ever.
No. I mean, here we go. We're starting the card off real quick with, some guys are kind of newer, but honestly seem like they've been on the scene for a little bit.
Yeah, they both definitely look like they've been training and getting in the practice and the coaching to look calm and collected. And I'm kind of wondering if Jackson has a background in some sort of combat sport, maybe wrestling through high school and everything. He does look very calm and composed right now.
Yes, very, very cool, very collected. Looks like he's barely got a sweat going.
All right. Tyler Tomlinson, our referee this evening, gives some last-minute instructions, send these guys over their corner. We're about to see something happen.
Well, I mean, nice sportsmanship, giving each other a little bit of props. Kind of pawning that corner over there with Jacob. Now he's looking a little bit nervous right there, kind of with all the movement.
Still looking nice and calm, both of these guys. Ooh, big
nice.
Right by Jake the Snake.
Right there. Oh, falls right into it. This might be quick.
He's got that guillotine. If he can wrap it up, tighten those legs. Ooh. Great job by Jackson getting out of that.
He's got some heavy hands from the bottom. I think he kind of hurt him.
Well, you know, I really liked Jackson staying calm and composed, pushing the head up to escape out of that guillotine was a great job. And now climbing over, he's got a mounted position.
He's got a good position right now. He really does.
He's not in trouble of being choked at this point.
No.
Great transition to side control. I'm really
some of that pressure there, and then it looks like he probably will come back knee on belly, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely impressed with Jackson's ground game. He looks very controlled.
Ooh.
He's definitely got
inverted triangle. Are we going for?
Maybe. I think he's just rolling through kind of whatever he can.
Just a scramble right now.
Yeah, and great job staying composed.
Nice heavy shots from the top.
Really good job threading that leg through for a second too. He's staying in control, staying in a really dominant position right now. Jackson Degray has got that choke.
Oh, there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Jackson doesn't look like he was surprised at all by that one.
Yeah, it says, oh, there you go, guys.
Outstanding. Well, that's how you show up to your first fight.
That was intense. I mean, that was a scramble after scramble, attempt after attempt. I mean, Jackson was relentless at that.
No, and Jackson stayed in control the whole time on the ground, transitioned great. I mean, even at one point where he was on the bottom as Jake was scrambling, he threaded the leg through, kind of used that to tip over, and then got back to a dominant position, got that choke in, and just sunk it. That was beautiful.
It was a beautiful grappling display. I mean, and honestly, both parties did great. I don't think you could really see the level of kind of grappling that you had, or at least scrambles that we had going on.
But you know what? Great performance. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
1 minute, 8 seconds into round number 1. Tap out due to guillotine out of the black corner. Jackson Degray!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Jackson Degray. Dude, that was a great way to show up in your first fight. You are undefeated right now. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I feel like I could have done a little better. Shouldn't have got rocked, but it's all good.
You know, it happens. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
Everybody here that came out to support me, thank you. My coaches, all of my teammates. Thank you guys. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome, man. Are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Everyone give it up for your winner, Jackson Degray. I forgot what I was going to do.
Jackson, now comes the hard part. Everybody wants to take your picture, brother. Sorry. Smile big. Didn't even mess your hair up, really. Where's Team Degray at? One more time. Make some noise for your guy, would you? We got to take your picture with the Bud Girls, too. Nobody likes it, but it's part of the contract. You have to do it. One more time, walking out of here undefeated. Congratulations, Jackson. You guys came to life for that one, made some noise. That was good. That's what we want to do all night long. It gets them fired up. They'll come out here ready to rock and roll. That being said, you ready for fight number 2? That was a little bit better. Fight number 2 brought to you by our friend Jason Jones, JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. You want the car that goes boom and sounds proper, there's one place to go. They also do high-quality, normal setups, but they got some killer stuff coming out of there. Check them out on Facebook. The biggest and the best bass in the audio industry, JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner. I got another amateur fight scheduled for three-minute rounds. Standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 130.5 pounds with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for Fight Capital. Make some noise for Daniel Molina.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we've got Daniel Molina. This young man is 22 years old, standing 5 feet 6, or sorry, I'm all thrown off here. Standing at 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 130.5 pounds. He's coming to us with a record of 0-1-0, representing Team Fight Capital. Ryan, what do we know about Team Fight Capital?
Well, we don't know that much. I mean, we do know that they're out in Nevada. We know this guy's itching to fight. We know he's been trying to get on the show, if I remember correctly, talking a little bit. I think it was with Pat before the show, and he was telling us about this guy. And he was saying that he's really wanted to get on the show. We do know he's out of there. I'm not exactly sure much about their coaches or anything. I mean, is there anything that you know?
Well, I know that they've got like Jason Crocco over there. They've got a bunch of other people. They've got a really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program, Muay Thai, MMA, all together. They even have kids.
Nice.
Programs there. So they're a pretty reputable gym. They've been in the game for a little while out there in Clark County. So I don't know too much about them because I haven't had any of their fighters here that I've gotten to talk about. But you know what? We've got one now, so
we've been seeing a lot of Nevada fighters out here in Utah recently.
Well, and generally we're seeing a lot of fighters from Nevada that are training out at Extreme Couture.
Yes.
So it's nice seeing some other gyms out in that area bringing fighters out this way.
I mean, we've seen a couple from Syndicator. It's normally some of the bigger gyms that we're seeing, and so it's kind of nice seeing a little bit different side of the equation coming out right now.
Exactly.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 129.5 pounds with a current record of 2-2. Doing it for 4-7 Training Center. Let's hear it for Chris Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Chris Anderson walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 129.5 pounds. He is coming to us with a record of 2-2, and he is fighting out of Team 4-7. What do we know about 4-7?
Well, 4-7 used to be the pit elevated down in Utah County. They shut down the gym and opened up a new gym under Jason Merlich. You got Rad Martinez out there as the coaching. And just a great pool of fighters out of that gym. You get a lot of good combat jiu-jitsu. You get some really good stand-up. And you see a kind of a well-rounded mix out of their fighters. A lot of strong fighters.
Yes.
A lot of very physically active fighters.
Physically active, and in my mind, they tend to bring it. They tend to come and they bring it. You got Brian's there as well. You see him in the corner also. I mean, they really bring some really good fighters. If I see that they're from Team 4-7, I normally know that fighter is normally pretty good. That's kind of the way that it registers in my head.
Oh yeah, no, it's guaranteed that you're going to have a skill set because the guys that train out at 4-7, most of them have been in that stable for a while and training before they get into the cage and start trying to fight. So they do have a skill set that they're coming in with, not just scrappers.
Yes.
And even on the amateur side, you're seeing guys that come in and have a really solid skill set when they step into the cage.
I mean, like Chris right here. I mean, Chris. Very, very well-rounded. I've seen him fight multiple times, and honestly, he brings you a fight. So I'm pretty anxious for this one, see how this one goes. I want to see what our Daniel brings to the table. I've never seen him fight before.
Right. Well, and again, I'm excited on this one. Chris, his last fight out here, he won with a triangle choke. So he does have that jiu-jitsu background, and he brings it really effectively when he comes into the cage. His other fight that he won was rear naked choke, so you know that he's going to be going for some ground game. But again, he's also aggressive. You do see some stand-up from him, but his scrambles are just so impressive. I want to see if Daniel Molina over there with Team Fight Capital, if their jits game and their ground game is well-rounded enough to prevent it.
Well, we got our Muay Thai shorts on.
Yeah. But does that mean anything?
I don't know.
They do accentuate the legs really nice.
They do. Well, watch. Now, when he kicks, it's going to be extra hard.
Right. And it's going to look that much better.
That is true.
Ooh, right there.
They both went for it.
I think Daniel Molina threw a little bit harder on that kick, landed a little bit better on that that twin kick there.
Looks like Chris almost pulled guard there.
Oh,
Ooh.
Great scramble by Daniel. That could have been really dangerous. And again, Chris going really hard. He's got those legs, wrapping it up.
It looks like
driving
Chris
in for the
really
takedown.
wants to, this is where it looks like Chris wants to have this fight to take place.
I think after that body kick, Chris decided he didn't want to stand up.
Very easily. Look, he's got a hook in.
He's doing a great job of just tying up the body. He's climbing really well and keeping Daniel from standing up, because right now he's not in an effective position to finish the submission, but he's just in such solid control right here, making it very difficult for Daniel to do anything.
Well, I like what Daniel's doing, in many ways.
Tripod, shake him off.
Yep.
Go high, shake him off.
He didn't settle when we got in this position. He didn't settle. He kept scrambling, and now he's in a position where he might end up on top.
Yeah, and he was doing a really good job of
Did he
doing
slide
that.
it under?
And no, he's trying to readjust. There's just not a good enough angle, but Chris may have it. You're seeing some really good hand fighting. Really good hand fighting by Daniel, but I can't tell if it's under his chin or not.
Me either. I mean, it looks down there, but the angle seems really high.
Yeah, and you got Chris going on that body triangle. Daniel's doing a great job hand fighting, keeping that thing from getting full under and behind his head. He's not able to really secure it, but it did look like Chris was under the chin. He just couldn't do anything to finish it.
And he's doing a really good job with that body triangle. That body triangle is just locking him in place right now.
Oh, yeah, he's got the position.
He can hip in right there and just start laying some heavy hands down.
Yep. And it makes it really hard, even if Daniel was to go back up on that tripod position with the butt high in the air to try and shake him off. Once you've got a tight body triangle like that, it's really hard to get shaken off because you're so tight to the body, you're not really going anywhere.
Well, we got about a minute left right here. Now, this is also going to fatigue people, right? I mean, Daniel's been kind of had his back taken for the last, minute and a half. Oop.
Nice. Oh, great transition by Daniel Molina.
Very nice, very nice. Now, let's see what happens right now. He's got 40 seconds left in the round. What can he do?
Well, look how active Chris is right now. Pulling up that rubber guard, trying to climb up the body.
He's just trying to suffocate him, not give him any posture.
Right, and continuously move those legs to keep him climbing up so that you can shoot for a submission attempt as soon as Daniel opens something up.
I mean, he's right there to threaten.
Yep, he's locking in the arm. He's isolating.
16 seconds left.
I think Daniel's doing a great job of not giving anything away, too. He's staying pretty flat, making it hard for even though Chris... Nice.
So what do you think this does for the fight? Ooh, that was a headbutt.
I don't think it was an intentional headbutt.
No, but I think they clashed heads.
No, Chris is out of it.
Chris is out of it.
He's out of it. He's out. He's out. Yeah, I think we're going to see possibly a no contest, but I don't know because it's up to the referee on what's going to happen. But Chris is out right now.
Oh yeah. He went to sleep.
And you saw that headbutt a lot better than I did, but Chris is not happy about it.
I don't think he knows what happened.
No, I think he's just coming to.
Yeah, I think he's just coming to, and now he just knows he's on the ground.
You got the doc there right now sitting with him, making sure he's okay. And he was out with his eyes open for a pretty substantial period of time. It seems to be okay.
Doc Ali's right there.
I think he's more
he's
injured on the inside at the heart area than the head area.
Yeah, watch right here.
Oh.
Ooh, see, it's a head.
Yeah, and non-intentional either.
No.
You see Daniel lose his footing and kind of fall into him.
Yeah, no, it was the clash of heads is what it was.
A great show of sportsmanship right here.
I'm curious what's going to happen right now.
Same. You know what? Let's take it to the cage and find out what's going to happen.
All right, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring? Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both of these fighters. You're a winner at the 3-minute mark in round number 1 by knockout out of the red corner, Daniel Molina.
That's why it's supposed to be no contest. Oh, I agree. This is a headbutt. Sorry, Daniel. We were watching the replay back there trying to figure out everything that happened for you. How are you, my friend?
I feel great. I'm hungry.
I bet you are. I bet you are. So can you tell me, did you know what happened at the end of that? We were trying to see, was there a clash of heads? Was it punches?
I don't know. I just went in for the hits, and then he went down, and I went down on top.
Well,
What happened?
yeah, I mean, that's what we saw, too. We were trying to see it. It almost looked like a clash of heads, and then he fell down. It wasn't intentional by you at all.
I don't even know what happened. Next thing you know, I got pushed off of him.
Well, hey, how did it feel to get a W?
Good. Hey, man, Chris is a fucking killer, man. He was on my back. He's a great guy, and I appreciate him for having me come out here.
Beautiful. Hey, would you do a rematch with him?
Absolutely. That kid's a killer, man. I'll do it any day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, love it. Hey, so you're from Vegas, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit where you're from.
It's hot. It's really hot compared to out here. It's super cold out here.
Well, we appreciate you coming down. Is there any family, fans, sponsors you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Fight Capital and Freestyle MMA for all the help, and my Muay Thai coach, Jay Boogie.
All right, everyone. Well, let me get a big round of applause for Daniel Molina.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Hang on, Daniel. Everybody wants to take your picture now, buddy. Walking out of here with his first win. Congratulations, Daniel Molina. Holy smokes, we're moving right along tonight. You guys ready for another one? Oh, you got to do better than that. All right, catch your breath. And I'll ask you the question one more time. You guys ready for fight number 3? Thank you, much better. Fight number 3 brought to you by Northern Utah's best commercial and residential roofing. Check out Legacy Roofing for a free roof inspection. Saw some Legacy sweatshirts cruising around in the house tonight. If you want to be a sponsor, you want to get your name in front of the cool people, we love people that support what we support. Talk to us via Facebook, get connected, we'll get your name on the cage, we'll talk about you like we did Legacy Roofing, we'll make a big deal about it. So if you want to be one of the cool kids, come talk to us. Legacy Roofing is sponsoring another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 129.5 pounds, with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for Agima, make some noise for Gage Street.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we've got Gage Street. This young man is 28 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 129.5 pounds, with a record of 0-1-0, training out of Team Agima. Ryan, what do we know about him and Team Agima?
Well, again, Agima is one of those teams that we see on most of these shows. You know, they got a very good team. They got Dane. He's right there. You got a couple of the other coaches. They're not there right now. Court McGee, I know he's part of the team as well. I mean, they got a really good squad coming up, and we see high-level competitors coming out of that gym at almost each of our SteelFist shows.
Well, and multiple UFC veterans that train and coach out of that gym as well. So,
I mean, you get a lot of good work over there, and they're doing a lot of good stuff. Now, if we go ahead and we're talking about Gage, I don't know about him much, but he looks pretty burly to me. He looks like a guy that's ready to throw down.
You know, he does. He looks calm, he looks composed, but he also looks like he's ready to get in a fight. His last fight, you know, it was a loss by rear naked choke here in SteelFist Fight Night, but it was in the 3rd round. So he had gone into the 3rd round over 2/3 of the way into the 3rd round before losing via rear naked choke. So,
well, I mean, he looks in shape. I mean, look at him.
You know,
he's chill.
He's fighting at a very low weight class with 0% body fat. So yeah, he's definitely in some shape.
And he definitely looks focused. He definitely looks like he's here to fight.
Right now, you got the athletic commission inspector doing some last-minute checks, making sure that he's got his cup, mouthpiece, there's nothing in between the fingers of his gloves, all that kind of stuff. just making sure everything's going to be safe for the fighters.
Yeah. I mean, they don't want you bringing in razor blades or anything like that.
Well, and even the hand wraps, if they are sticking out loose, they want to make sure that there's no loose threading or anything else to make sure that you're not going to accidentally hurt your opponent.
Going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 129 pounds, with a matching record of 0-1. Doing it for Team Lionheart, Idaho. Let's hear it for John Smith.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have John Smith walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 129 pounds. He also has a record of 0-1-0. So these guys have these matching records. He's coming from Team Lionheart in Idaho. I mean, what do you know about those guys? I know they're up there in Blackfoot. I know that they got a couple guys. I used to manage a guy named Gabriel Pelayo out of there, and I know that he's got a couple people there. Luis Cortez is there. So you know they got a couple really good guys, and we see them on our SteelFist shows as well.
Yeah, and they've been, like you said, Luis Cortez, the Mexican Hulk, some big guys out of that gym that have come down and put on a really good performance out here. A lot of really good stand-up, actually, boxing specifically, that you see out of that gym.
Those guys will fight, man.
Yes.
I mean, those guys up there in Blackfoot, I mean, they'll fight. I mean, Daniel Martinez is another one that's coming out of there. That's Gabe's, family. And I don't know, seeing them down there, we got Luis Cortez, the Mexican Hulk, coming out right there. He was an ex-belt holder here at SteelFist.
yeah, for a while, and he had a really good record too. And again, really heavy hands out of that gym. You've got a few other ones like Tyson Craig, and like you said before, Daniel Martinez that have been out of that gym as well. So they've pretty good reputation behind themselves coming out here.
Yeah, we see them on all the shows. I mean, that's definitely something that we see. Here's Tyler up there right now. He's giving some of those last-minute instructions. We do have a rules meeting that we do in the back. They are pretty detailed in going into the rules, all the expectations, restrictions that you cannot do. So right now, those are just kind of the last, minute things, checking the cup, checking fingernails.
And actually, before we get this one started, I just want to let you know, Scott Bowler, the head of the Utah Athletic Commission, actually just came up to give me an update on the last fight.
Perfect.
As it was an inadvertent headbutt, they've decided to rule it a no contest.
Oh, nice.
So it's not going to hurt either one of their records, and moving forward, they can both kind of basically a do-over moving forward with this one. Excellent. And I don't know if you were able to hear that, but we'll get back to that in a minute.
Fight going on.
This fight is going, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
These guys are going at it.
John Smith putting on a lot of pressure right now. Gage does a great job pushing off the cage, but he wasn't able to turn.
I told you those Team Lionheart guys coming out.
Aggressive, but again, looking at the aggression himself of Cage Street, what we were talking about with 4-7. Team Agima.
No, we can see him going for this. If he changes that level, he might be able to get those hands locked together or change to a single leg. There we go. We're going to get a takedown. He's working hard for that.
Great hips on John Smith. I was going to comment when you were talking about how Gage was going down lower and changing levels. I like what I'm seeing out of John as a response to that.
Locked.
Yeah, but look at John. He's dropping his hips, and he's making his legs wide and changing the angle. He's not just going wide and straddled, kind of like riding a horse. He's kind of doing a little bit of that American-style splits, right? With the one leg going forward and just changing the direction of those hips going wide. He did a great job, but now he's eating some hands. Gage,
I like these two.
Gage feeling really confident with those hands right now.
Oh, I like these two.
Look
at
this. This is a slugfest, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you like that?
This is
rocket soccer robots right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Big right hand by Gage Street.
Oh, wow.
And he is hunting after John Smith right now.
Watch these knees going to the head.
Again, amateurs out of another state. That's a little bit different. Utah did just add head kicks to the amateur division, but not knees to the head.
No, not knees to the head. That's actually somewhat of a rarity that I find places. Knees to the head. When I see that, that's like full MMA rules almost.
Right, well, and it comes from, you look at that tie clench that John had too. You get a gym that focuses a lot on the stand-up game, and you see a lot more of those tools than you do in the MMA-specific gyms.
Yes. Well, and you're seeing almost that collar tie. Both of them had it for a minute, and both were just going to town.
No, that's high school street fight rules, and I absolutely love seeing that.
Me too. Ooh, look at that.
Gage just going for blood. Any chance that he gets, he stalks after John Smith with those hands.
Nice knee. Now, John's a little scrapper, though.
No, John's definitely in this fight, and he's doing a good job tying up every time that Gage does throw those exchanges, but he's eating them on the way in.
Oh yeah. Well, again, he's got that
another
collar
big
tie
knee
right
to
there.
the
Nice
midsection.
big knee. Looks like he's trying to load up for another one. John says, okay, I want to throw some too. But you see, Gage has changed that level. I mean, he had broken his posture already.
Yeah, well, and another nice exchange with Gage as they split up. He decided, you know what, I'm letting go, and starts swinging on him to reset that position for stand-up strikes.
Well, and I'm paying attention to these corners pretty intently right now. I'm trying to see where their cardio's at. They did put out a lot in that first round. I mean, you got to think about it. That's a lot of output that they did.
They did, but they both look like they're in pretty good shape cardio-wise. Looking over at John Smith, he is leaning into his coach, but honestly, that doesn't really tell his cardio level because he doesn't seem to be having labored breathing. A little bit of blood that he spit out there.
That happens.
His breathing doesn't seem labored. He's just got his arms up.
Well, and
resting
a lot of times
into
they'll
his
tell you to. Your coach will say, here, put your hands right here.
Yep, let the blood drain out of the arms so that you can kind of reset, because that's a big part of why your arms get so heavy and so tired, is because when you're constantly flexed, throwing those punches, grappling, everything else, you fill those muscles with blood, and you want to help drain that blood out so they can reoxygenate.
Well, and that's where we have the problems of people when they have big, strong muscles, and they'll talk about it. I know it's controversial. Some people will say that's not the case, but they will say that at times they gas out more, or their arms are heavier.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And we're going to see round number 2 of this fight, ladies and gentlemen. These boys are ready to bang.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see a touch of the gloves because they couldn't do it a second ago. And I'm excited to see, right back to the hands.
Both of them.
Both of these guys just right back to the face of the other opponent.
What I'd love to see? One of them just slip their head to the side a little bit.
Why? Why? Why would you want to see that? What we're getting right now is way more entertaining.
You know what? You could make that argument, and I can't really beat you there. Ooh, nice knee.
Aggressive. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Gage Street as far as those knees, because he's throwing them and he's keeping them clean to the midsection.
He's keeping them clean. They're hard.
And he's not coming straight up the middle. He's kind of coming a little bit to the side so he doesn't get to the head on those on accident.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really good. He's got like a collar tie and an underhook.
Right. Well,
and he's pulling them right into it.
And with as extended as John Smith is, he's pretty flat in the midsection. His head is about the same level as his abdomen when he's in that position. So the fact that Gage is able to throw those knees to the body and not accidentally get to the head, pretty impressive.
Well, he's breaking that posture now.
Ooh. Nice exchange again.
Well, I mean, Gage, they're both throwing and they're both landing. I think Gage's are just hitting harder.
I think he's landing with more succession, too.
Yeah.
He's hitting more often. More of his shots are landing, and it's throwing John off quite a bit. So John's kind of natural reaction has been repeatedly to go to that tie-up, to go to that clinch, the over-under.
Well, and he's trying to do something. Well, again, you have Gage. Look, he's broken this posture down right now.
Again.
Nice knee. You'd like to see him turn him to the fence.
Well, and that's where John's doing such a great job. Kind of lost his footing there.
Yeah, a little bit.
As a result of trying to throw a knee of his own.
Well, these guys have put a lot of energy out there. My guess is they're going to start getting pretty tired. You're going to start seeing this dump happen, and pretty soon.
Look at what Gage is doing. He's dragging that left forearm across the hip and posting on the outside or left hip of John, and then throwing that right knee to the body. He's stretching him out so that he's giving himself a target right there, just like that. He's doing a really good job of, again, not throwing an illegal knee. He's not getting him in the face, and he's not getting him in the groin.
No. I mean,
he's going in the right direction to just avoid any mistakes.
Well, and these guys are just tired. I mean, right now they're leaning on each other. Gage is looking for a little space to throw.
And John knew that was coming. And nice. John lands some big hands of his own.
When John throws first,
big uppercut by John. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him. That's the aggression that he needs to be doing a lot more often instead of just the last 20 seconds of the round.
When he's throwing, Whoa, nice.
They are both going for the fences.
Oh, this is the fight of the night.
That's big hand by Cage.
Oh, this is great.
This has been the most energetic fight so far of the evening.
Hands down. Hands down.
Right off the get-go, they tie up in that back of the neck horseshoe clench and just start punching.
Boom, boom, boom,
and
boom.
This thing has not disappointed since.
No. And these guys have put on a show for this SteelFist. I mean, and I was thinking about this before the show. If you haven't been to a SteelFist show, you need to come.
Oh yeah,
because
it's so much better in person.
Yeah, so yeah, we're great on the broadcast here.
You get to hear our beautiful voices, all that good stuff. But being here in person,
atmosphere here, yeah. I mean, when it erupts, this place just goes. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't get is you come here to SteelFist and you get an experience. You know, you get new fighters, you get some older fighters, but you get this experience, this environment that I think other people don't bring.
Oh yeah, and the energy just in general, it's so contagious.
Yes.
That it really does. It amplifies it just being here in person. You need to come out. You need to check it out because right now you're watching this at home and it is exciting and it is crazy, but even more so being here.
Imagine these guys as fans. Imagine Gage's fans and imagine John's fans that are here.
Yeah.
I mean, that aren't even here. You guys are getting a treat.
Yeah, win or lose, these guys put on a hell of a show, and no one's hanging their head after this fight.
No. Ooh! Nice stiff jab coming in.
You know, great job by John trying to throw that teep and push in and kind of create that distance with something hard, and just kind of slipped and ate one from Cage.
You know.
Ooh, now Gage is eating some shots.
If John could use his distance a little bit better.
What's that?
If he could use distance.
No. What's distance? What is that?
Yeah.
That's not something that's going on in this fight.
No,
this is a fight.
No. Yeah. This
is not a competition.
Swinging.
This is a fight.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hey, these guys are fighting.
Yeah, no, they're fighting like warriors. These guys are coming in and just swinging for the fences. You don't see that kind of exchange a lot out of people because you don't want to get hit like that. But neither one of these guys seems to care about taking the shots in order to give them back.
No, we get to see 3 rounds of this. I mean, we're in our 3rd round, last, 2 minutes of this last round, and these guys are still going at it, still banging each other.
From the get-go, coming out and banging, 3 rounds in, and they're still banging.
Now here we go. They're tied up against the fence right here where I can see. I'm curious. What I'd like to see is maybe a little step back, 1-2. Tyler comes in to break him up. Looks like
his glove.
Okay.
His glove. His thumb came out of his glove.
Again, as we mentioned before, you mentioned it that, hey, sometimes they'll check it. Sometimes they got to go. Yep. Things are popping out.
And so Gage just got told to go to the neutral corner because right now neither fighter can have the advantage of their corner while things are getting checked out to make sure that there's no injuries. And right now with the glove, that just presents its own danger to Gage because you don't want to get whipped in the face, get hit in the eye with a piece of leather, stuff like that.
Well, honestly, it gave these guys a little bit more of a breather, to tell you the truth. So for our last minute 30 of this fight,
we might see a little more exchange.
Exactly. I like the idea. I mean, we didn't plan it that way.
John coming in, eats one. No, not at all. And there you go, Gage going for blood.
Nice. Again, I mean, look at how he breaks that posture down, Gage does.
Yeah, you see immediately, as soon as he takes a few good shots, John does go for the head like that to tie up. And now you're seeing something a little different. John's usually holding the control against the cage here. He's the one that's pressuring Gage back and kind of taking a breather from those shots. And for a second there, you saw Gage actually turn him and rotate off. But again, John putting him right back against the cage.
And again, I mean, John's just kind of pushing him up against the cage. You'd like to see, again, maybe a little separation and then kind of break off the separation.
We're getting close to the last 30 seconds of this fight. I would love to see these guys separate again and really start trying to win this fight because right now it has been so back and forth. You don't want to leave it to the judges.
Well, the thing is, I couldn't even tell you who's going to win. We haven't even been talking about it.
No, not at all. I've just been excited.
Should have.
No, it's not up to me. This fight has been too fun to judge. I feel bad for the judges having to decide who's winning. And again, that goes to these fighters. They need to do something and put that mark on the judges right now in these last couple seconds. We got 10 seconds.
At least to steal this round.
You need to tell the judge that you won this round, and that's going to happen when you break and start exchanging.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so now with them staying in that position at the end of the round, it makes it really hard to say that you took that round.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I could go in there and say maybe one of the rounds I could think was definitely Gage's. Maybe one or two of the rounds were probably Gage's. And again, this is just thinking off the top of my head because I honestly wasn't paying attention to that round by round as I should have been.
I was a fan of this fight, and I really did not take note of who was dominating. I will say, I think that...
How many of you thought that was going to go all 3 rounds?
I think that Gage did more striking, and I think that John did more control. So honestly, I'm just excited to see what the judges say, because this is just a hell of a fight.
Agreed. I mean, I have no idea, and I'm just going to put it up in their hands. I mean, we got some pretty good judges out here tonight. So, I mean, what do we got? Steve Ferreira, Dennis McMillan, and Jeff Dutcher.
All right, let's see what they say, find out who won this fight.
Sounds good to me.
Talk to your table. Who do you think got it? Make your wagers. If you were a judge, how would you have scored it? Figure it out. How many of you thought it was the red corner? How many of you thought it was the black corner? I know the answer. Do me a favor, gentlemen, both fighters to the center of the ring, please. And make some noise for these two. Yes. Steve Ferreira with a score of 29-28. Dennis McMillan with a score of 29-28. Jeff Dutcher with a score of 28-29. Your winner, out of the black corner, John Smith!
Give it up for these guys. They put on a hell of a war for us tonight. All right, John, come on over here, man. All right, I'm here with your winner. John, dude, that was the best fight of the night so far. You guys beat the hell out of each other. You know what? Win or lose, you're both going home with your head held high. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. It's exactly what I wanted to do, all 3 rounds. And that dude showed up to get after it, so thank you guys for cheering.
Oh, you kind of made it hard for them not to cheer. That was a hell of a fight. Did anything happen that caught you off guard?
That's what's up, folks! Yeah!
Did anything happen that caught you off guard?
No, I knew that dude was gonna show up the same way I was. Let's bang.
All right, man. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank all you guys showing up, SteelFist, and that table over there. Thank you.
All right, are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, man, we can't wait to see you. Thanks for coming out. Everyone give it up for your winner, John Smith.
Oh my, way to go, Idaho. Wake some no. You got 2 0-1 fighters coming in here and absolutely giving it hell. Your winner getting this first win out of Idaho, Team Lionheart, John Smith. Congratulations. I couldn't call it. That thing went back and forth and back and. All right, well, while he pretends to enjoy a picture with the Bud Girls, let's clear up something. Fight number 2. For those of you keeping score, the fight before this, due to an unintentional foul, the official result for fight number 2 is now a no contest. So if you're writing that down, because it was an unintentional foul that ended the fight, it was judged to be no contest. Holy smokes. Contest, though, so far, I mean, we're only 3 fights in, but that might be fight of the night. Let's move on. Fight number 4, brought to you by my buddy Wayne Brown, Extreme Fire Protection. Hanging out with his brothers, Poly Riders MC. Much love and respect, gentlemen. Thank you for coming out. Wayne Brown is bringing you an amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. They got a lot to live up to on this one. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 154.5 pounds with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for Team Koa. Make some noise for Brendan Ferreira.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Brendan Ferreira. This guy is 19 years old, standing in at 6 feet tall, weighing in at 154.5 pounds, with a record of 0-1-0, training out of Team Koa. What do we know about this guy?
Well, we know the Team Koa, that's Koa Kingdom over there.
Yes.
I mean, they got Bobby King, that's who you see right there in that maroon shirt. Great fighter in his own right. I believe he had a fight in Bellator recently. So you know he's being trained by good people. You know he's got Bobby in his corner, which means he's been putting in the work at the gym. I mean, that's something important that we don't always talk about.
Yeah, high caliber training partners, high caliber coaching. You've got a lot of good stuff out of Koa. They've been on the game for probably about the last 3-4 years.
Something like that.
And they started out quick and made a hell of an impact here at SteelFist Fight Night when they first started. I believe their first, their debut of their stable of fighters, they actually had about half of the card their first night showing off their guys. And since then, there's going to be one or more fighters out of Koa every single fight night here at SteelFist.
Well, and again, I mean, Brandon, his first fight, the one that he was not on the winning side of, that was here at SteelFist as well, right?
Yes, and it was a loss by decision against Russell Sosa back in September of 2021. But again, went all 3 rounds to a decision, so it shows that he's getting some good training and able to go the distance.
That's true.
5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 153.5 pounds, with a perfect record currently at 0-0-0. Doing it for Fusion MMA. Make some noise for Grady Warren.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Grady Warren walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighed in at 153.5 pounds, and he's got quite the fan club behind me. I can hear him cheering. I believe he's coming from Fusion MMA. He does have a record of 0-0-0. What does that mean?
One of those O's has got to go.
That's right. What do we know about Fusion?
Well, Fusion is another team that's been around for a little while. They do have a lineage to Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu through Pedro Sauer's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And they do have Mike Diaz from Park City Jiu-Jitsu up there helping train. So they've been around for a little while. They're up in the Willard County area. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot about them. Same goes with Grady Warren. I don't have a lot about him because he is coming out here with that perfect 0-0-0 record. So he's kind of that Phantom Menace, but we do know he's training at a reputable gym. We do know that they specialize in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but they also do have Muay Thai classes. So it's not just...
Is Eddie Edmonds up there?
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Okay. Just curious. I know Mike, and I was just curious if Eddie was up there with him as well. And I remember Eddie being with Fusion a while back. Well, I mean, he's coming in. I mean, he looks like he's excited. He's got the fan club behind me. I mean, this guy's the American boy coming in.
Well, he's got some nice shorts on him. USA Wrestling. Kind of makes me think maybe he's got a little bit of a wrestling background.
That's what it looks like to me. Looks like he's coming in here trying to put on a show.
Well, and he did, originally have Team Vernal MMA, so a lot of those rural areas here in Utah, like Vernal, they have a very big wrestling presence in their high schools, unlike some of the more populated communities like Salt Lake and Ogden and stuff.
Yeah, you get some tough kids out of some of those.
Yes.
There's even like 3A schools, 4A schools in the wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, you get some really tough kids out of there.
All right, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, because if he already had a solid wrestling game, mixing it and then with some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'd like to see what he brings in here for his first fight.
He seems rather confident. I mean, on the other side, Brendan seems like he's coming in as ready as well. I mean, here we go.
Some really good composure for guys that have a total fight of one.
Yeah, exactly.
These
guys are feeling each other out.
Ooh, nice big right. Big right by Grady Warren. Good head movement by Grady. I don't like that he keeps dropping that left, but you do see that a lot with some fighters. He's at least keeping one hand up over the face, but you're really exposing that side of your head and your jaw specifically, especially when you're fighting against another righty.
Well, and there you go. There he goes for a shot. That's what he wanted the whole time.
That was a beautiful shot. Great job elevating, getting him down. Now, he lost the hips on that shot, but was still able to get with the body lock and continue to the takedown as if it was a normal double leg, but from the body. Instead of a traditional body lock takedown, he took him down as if it were a double leg from the hip.
Well, I mean, you could tell. I mean, this guy, you can see he is the wrestler. You can definitely see that. You can see that in his moves.
You're seeing that head crank right there.
Oh, yeah.
He's going in. He's turning it to
get him out from here.
He's got that, and he's got a guillotine in, a very awkward guillotine. And you're going to see a tap right there. Ladies and gentlemen, dominant display by Grady Warren.
Yeah, he did great.
Very impressive wrestling. Gets that kind of an unorthodox version of the guillotine, being on a mount for it. But he's able to secure it and crank it on really effectively.
You could definitely see that he has grappling ability. You could definitely see that he's been there before. He's been on the mat before.
Very comfortable on the ground.
Easy see that. And then you could see that he wanted to put hands. He wanted to land some big shots. I mean, looks like this kid wants to fight.
All right, you know what? Let's take it to cage and make this thing official.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys know the rules. Make some noise for both the fighters, please. Your winner, 1 minute, 15 seconds into round number one. A tap out due to guillotine. Out of the black corner, Grady Warren.
Grady, let me get you over here. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I feel great.
I could tell you came out here. Looks like you got a bunch of fans right behind me. You want to say something to them?
I love you.
All right. So that was pretty quick. Beautiful performance. Is that kind of how you had it planned? I mean, what was the game plan coming in here?
Honestly, first fight, not much of a game plan, just come and work. That's it.
Well, hey, you came and you did some work. So how was your striking? I know you're a wrestler. I can see that by your pants, right? And by your double leg. But besides that, how's your hands? I saw you throwing some big ones at them. Were you trying to put your hands on them?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to come out and strike more than wrestle, but it is what it is.
Hey, it is what it is. You got the W. You got any family, fans, sponsors you need to thank?
Gavin Shope, Kylie Arnold, my family, my friends. I love you guys.
All right. Well, hey, are we going to see you back in the SteelFist cage?
100%.
All right. Well, let me get a big round of applause for Grady Warren. Good fight, man.
You forgot one very important fact. He's now undefeated. Make some noise for Grady. I think we ought to call him Grady the Ken doll Warren. What do you guys think? You didn't mess your hair up, brother. Smile big. You got the win. That's all that matters. One more picture with the Bud Girl just because you have to. Walking out of here undefeated. Congratulations, Grady Warren. What do you guys think so far? Not bad? Pretty good? You saw the main event, right? You guys waiting for the main event? Ben Moa in the house. That's always going to be a good time. That woke you guys up. I should have just said that earlier. Every time you get quiet, I'm going to say Ben. Should have never given me that power. All right, fight number 5. I got another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Brought to you by X Card. Experience true purchasing freedom. Check out the X Card and download the app. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 2-0. Doing it for Agima, make some noise for William Dean.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of the cage right now, we've got William Dean. This young man is 21 years old, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds with a record of 2-0-0. He's training out of Team Agima. Ryan, what do we know about Team Agima?
Well, we talked about them a little bit earlier. We talked about Dane. That's what we see right there. We talked about them coming in here and just, putting on a clinic on people half the time.
Yes.
Great guys. Court McGee over there. I love how he came out. I'm sorry, I got to talk about that.
Okay.
I love how he came out. He came running out. There's this look on his face. This boy wants to fight.
Running out to the real Mackenzies, too. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of a punk rock attitude coming in here, and he's ready to get it on. So I'm excited to see what he does. He is undefeated 2-0. Both of his previous fights were here in SteelFist Fight Night. His last fight was way back in June against Brian Rios, where he won with a rear naked choke. Before that, he had won by punches in the first round against Noah Dunyan. So we're looking at someone that can bring both aspects of the game, the striking and the submission. And training out of Agima, you're kind of going to expect a lot of submission with Dane Irresistible out there, who is just a phenomenal jiu-jitsu instructor. He's got 20 plus years of jiu-jitsu experience that he's given to these guys. But then you've got the hands of Court McGee out there as well, who also has an amazing wrestling game.
So he comes out here, his brother fights too, so the family likes to throw down a little bit.
That you do see that a lot too. Whether you got beat up as a kid growing up or he's just fighting alongside his brother, it brings it out of you.
All right, his opponent tonight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds with a current record of 3-1. Doing it for Horns Elite Performance. Let's hear it for Malachi Novaso!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Malachi Novasol walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds exactly. Has a record of 3-1, representing Teams Horn Elite. What do we know about them?
Well, if you've been under a rock for the last 30 years, Jeremy Horn is one of the most active. At one point in time, was one of the most active fighters in the world. He's got one of the biggest records in the world. He's fought basically everybody, and he moved out to Utah probably around 15, 16, maybe a little bit more years ago. Opened up Horns Elite Performance, and has just trained a staple of fighters that have gone to UFC. He's fought fighters in the UFC. He's fought guys like Court McGee, one of the coaches for this guy's opponent, that after their fight ended up going to the UFC. So he's got a wealth of experience and just gives that day in and day out to his fighters.
Well, and he actually fought one of our main event guys.
Yeah,
who
actually
also has about 100 fights as well.
150 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm pretty sure that Jeremy has an uncalculable number because of all the fights that he's had at unsanctioned fights previous to and post UFC. Now, talking about this guy, talking about Malachi coming out here, he is 2-1. His last 2 fights were wins. His last one against Gabriel Pizarro in Fierce FC back in October, and then George Luconda was a split decision win also in Fierce Challenger Series back in July. So he's been remaining pretty active since fighting has really picked back up post-COVID.
Well, and it looks like these two guys, I mean, you got some two up-and-comers right here in this weight class. I mean, I think you're going to see these guys kind of put on a show for you. I don't think either side are slouches. Both are coming from reputable gyms, and both of them look like they're ready to throw down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I'm excited to see this. Tyler Tomlinson, our referee this evening, giving him some last-minute instructions, and we're about to see this thing go down. If you're just tuning in, you got William Dean in the red corner with the black trunks with the red waist, and you've got Malachi Novosel in the black corner with the black trunks.
Malachi came out and took that center real fast.
Establishing position is very important in this game too, because it gives you an opportunity to be the initiator on a lot of strikes. You don't feel like your back is against the cage, so you feel like you have more room to maneuver.
Well, and it's almost like you're controlling the pace. You're controlling when strikes are occurring and when they're not.
Right.
You can take a step back, no problem.
And it's more of a mental victory than anything else, but it helps establish that pace in your head as you're moving. And it takes away a little bit when you do have your back against the cage. You feel a little trapped.
Well, and I mean, think of it. He looks really calm and collected. Malachi does.
Both of these guys do.
Things very well.
Ooh, nice hands. William Dean did a great job of exchanging right there as soon as Malachi came in.
We got a slip, it looked like. Is Dean going to be able to capitalize and get on top?
Malachi did a great job scrambling. It almost went like he was going for the leg at first.
That's what I thought, too.
And then scrambles, shrimps through, gets the guard.
Theoretically, he could have been going for the leg and realized he can't.
Right. Well, you straight leg locks.
Yeah,
so it's amateur. You can't do any twisting leg locks in amateur, so no heel hooks, stuff like that. But you can do straight leg locks like knee bars, Achilles locks, and calf slicers.
Correct.
But you are seeing some nice control by William. He's not spazzing on top. He's doing good. I like the knee up that he's doing right there. I'd like to see him kind of drive that right elbow down into the inner thigh to kind of capitalize on that knee up position, or left thigh, whichever one is available, so you can capitalize on that knee up and start transitioning through
that.
But
and he's got it nice and open if he can force his way through.
Right, but at the same time, Malachi is doing a great job of maintaining that underhook and climbing up. Great job climbing up, but man, William Dean is strong as an ox standing up like that.
I'm telling you, William Dean is strong.
He's very strong. He's not just standing up with the weight of another opponent, 150 pounds. He's standing up with that weight of his opponent in front of him.
Yeah, in an awkward position.
Yeah,
it's not like you're just picking something up with all your base underneath you.
Right, well, if you're familiar with the way that physics works, right, you've got a fulcrum, you've got a lever, right? So the further away something is from the fulcrum, or that center point of where you're holding it at, the further away it is, the more heavy it is. It's not 150 pounds at that point.
No.
Now, it can amplify, 1.5% for every so far that it's out there. So that was a lot more than 155 pounds that he was just lifting up in front of him.
And he just lifted it up and put it right back down. Well, he's still kind of controlling his position. I do like how he's kind of...
I like what I'm seeing Malachi going for the go-go plata, but he's also kind of controlling that arm, so he still has the option of the arm bar, but he's going to need to change his hip level, and you got to change that direction of your hips. Otherwise, you just let the elbow bend at its natural position.
I like that squirmy worming.
And we're going to see round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ryan, okay, we don't do this enough tonight. What is your takeaway from that round? Because honestly, every fight that we've had go this far, we've just been talking about how fun it was. What is your takeaway from this round? Who do you think kind of came out the victor in that round?
That was fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
No. If I'm looking at it, I think William Dean came out on top, and I think because he was in the top position, he did have to defend a few times. He did stay active though, and I did like that. He wasn't putting that much damage on him, and he wasn't passing through the guard that much, so I could see why someone could make a point that it wasn't as effective.
Right.
I just can't think of what you could say that Malachi did much better.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because that's where I actually saw things a little different.
Okay.
Personally, I do come from a little bit of a jiu-jitsu background, not a striking game, and when I watch these kind of exchanges, I think that Malachi did more in that fight, because on the ground he was effectively working for submission. He was effectively grappling. He wasn't in a top position, but the guard is not a less dominant position in MMA or in jiu-jitsu. He was shooting for submissions and trying to finish the fight, where there was a lack of exchange as far as striking goes, and the majority of that fight round was on the ground. I think that Malachi attempting submissions and trying to end the fight may have won him the round.
Close enough to win that fight.
No, but at the same time, I don't think William Dean did anything
No, but by being in that top position, he was in the ability to land a heavy blow, a lot heavier blow than you would say Malachi would.
Yeah,
And
but
that's the position I think he was putting himself in.
did he land heavy blows?
Nope,
And
he did not.
that's the hard part about judging, in which why we do not get paid to be judges, because you do have to take classes, you do have to understand the game a little bit more than you and I do. We can commentate on it all day and we can speculate on it, but honestly, I truly feel that one was so kind of evenly paced. I think that just the fact that Malachi was trying for submissions may have been what got him that round.
Well, and watching this round as I'm going in, you're noticing that, Dean seems to be a lot more patient this round.
Right, and
he's not blitzing as much. He almost went straight back to boxing. See how he's sticking his jab out there?
I really like that combo ending with the teep at the end of it.
Kept his distance.
Allowed him to kind of continue on maintaining that pace.
Looks like he has these little check hooks coming in.
Right, but what I'm seeing out of Malachi is the same little bit of exchange. I didn't see that teep kick at the end of it, but I've been liking that Malachi is trying to stay on his feet more. And that kind of makes me wonder, I don't think he was going for a leg in the first round. It definitely kind of adds credence to that he slipped and just scrambled into that leg rather than trying for that Barry Bimbo type takedown.
Well, and he started this kind of clinch exchange right here. It does appear as though this is where he wants the fight to take place. It does seem as though William was content kind of almost standing out there boxing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and Williams doing a great job controlling it against the cage. He went for several takedown attempts and just not able to get it. And it looks like Malachi's really good at controlling his own hips and getting heavy where he needs to be.
Smart of William Dean right there. I think that he was getting the better of him on the feet. And I think Malachi wants to be in that clinch position, so separating him and keeping that jab popped out in his face, I think it's going to
nice head kick. Didn't land, but it had the elevation.
No, I would have liked to see that set up with the leg kick first and then go into the head. Because you saw him kind of go, woo. I don't think Malachi thought that one was coming.
Up and away.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice exchange by William. I like that uppercut right there after that hook.
Well, yeah, I like how he's kind of trying to get his distance. This is where Malachi wants it. Malachi wants it kind of dirty grappling, whereas William kind of wants to stand back and kind of pick his shots.
You say that, but then immediately after you see Malachi come in for punches and not for a grappling exchange. So it kind of makes me wonder, does he want it on the ground, or is he content to sit and trade just like William is?
Maybe not at distance.
Maybe in close?
Yeah.
A little bit more close, a little tighter on the strikes?
Well, and I think, William, I do believe, and I could be completely wrong here, but it does look like he has the reach advantage.
Yeah, no, he does, and if I'm looking at it on paper, he's got 1 inch height, which could equal out to 1 to 3 inches on those arms, depending on just his body type. So he definitely has a little bit of a reach advantage.
And I think when he's standing out there, popping that jab out there, he's looking pretty good. And then what I'm seeing kind of coming is that when Malachi almost closes that distance, that's when he's closing that distance, and then he is landing some shots when he gets in there.
Right, and then it looked like William as the one that tied up initially off of those strikes, that when Malachi got a little bit too close and was landing some of those in-close shots, William tied up, put him against the cage, and then they separated, and he established that distance again. And that reach. What I'm liking out of William Dean is that as he's working these exchanges, he seems to be kind of having fun with his combos.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing 1, 1, 2. He's throwing a 3 and an uppercut. He's throwing a right cross and a left hook without establishing the jab. I'm really enjoying watching it. It seems like he's just kind of having fun with his game.
Well, and both look as though their gas tank is great.
Oh, yeah, they've definitely got this third round available for them.
Yeah, neither of these two look like they're getting tired.
Glancing shots by both of these guys.
Nice and measured coming out here for this third round.
And good hand position from both of them,
too.
I mean,
what do you give this round?
I think that round number 2, again, I'm not biased towards Malachi. I really don't have a dog in this fight, but I think that Malachi landed more of the exchanges as well on the feet, even though I think William landed more shots from outside, and William did a good job of closing that distance, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it, and he definitely ate more shots from Malachi. So in my opinion, I think Malachi's winning 2 rounds to 1, but again, I'm not a judge. I don't make that decision. Ooh, nice exchange right
the
there.
point is, this is a tough fight to judge. I mean, like I said, I mean, you're seeing one thing, I'm seeing another thing, and it's kind of like that shows that the equal quality that we got going on.
Right. Well, and what you just saw in that last exchange kind of establishes what we're saying, right? I'm seeing one thing, you're seeing another. These guys started the exchange, and neither one of them backed away. They both fought through that exchange with more strikes. So, you know, this has been a great fight so far. Nice pacing. Neither one of them is emptying the tank. They're landing their shots. They're trying to pick them, but they're just not able to finish anything because they're, you know, both of these guys are strong as hell. And William landing some nice shots on that exchange.
These are two tough guys.
Yeah.
I mean, let's remember that.
Well, and that head movement of Malachi really made it difficult just now for William to really capitalize on those shots.
Clean.
Yes, because he landed shots, but that head movement, the consistent head movement of Malachi, there were probably about 4 shots that William threw that didn't even connect.
No. Williams' jab is probably one of the best things that's lab.
That length, and again, those unusual engages that you're seeing out of William.
I like to see him double that
ooh,
jab.
nice head kick. That one landed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I'm liking when I see him lead in with an uppercut. You know, that's something that you don't see a lot with a lot of fighters. You see that more traditional 1-2 lead in, and you're seeing with William that he's coming in with an uppercut or he's coming in with a hook, and it's very unorthodox. It makes it very difficult for you to assess what's going to happen as you close that distance when you're Malachi. Ooh, nice teep.
20 seconds.
This is what you want to see in the last few seconds of a fight.
Well, to take this round.
You're either trying to end the fight and win it, or you're putting a mark on the judges that you won this round. And that is exactly what William Dean's doing right now.
And he ended up on top.
And he's landing some punches in the top. And there is no way that the judges aren't going to say that William Dean won that round.
And I think that might have done it for him.
You know, you can steal the round in the last 20 seconds, and I definitely think that's what we saw out of William Dean.
I do. I think he got that round. I think he got that, and I think it was enough to take the fight. Again, I think different opinions.
You know, the beautiful thing about it is he can have a great round where he clearly got the 10-9 round, but those other rounds that were so close and difficult to decide and determine on our end are really going to be the
ones that really determine.
Yeah, they're going to be the decision makers.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's take this thing to the cage and find out who won this fight.
This could go 2 rounds to Malachi, 1 and 2 to Malachi, and then the last one to Dean.
Yeah.
They could have given some to Dean in the earlier rounds.
They could have given all 3 to Dean.
Yeah, oh yeah, easy.
Let's find out what they said.
All right.
Scorecard fade out. Talk to your friends. Who do you think got it? Was it the red corner? Was it the black corner? I can't call it off of that. I'm going to have to wait and see some numbers. Hang on. All right, both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. One more time. Make some noise, please. Stephen Ferreira with a score of 27-30. Dennis McMahon with a score of 27-30. Jeff Dutcher with a score of 27-30. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, William Dean.
All right. I'm here with your winner, William Dean. William, dude, that was a great fight. All 3 rounds had to go all the way to decision. Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
I'm surprised how good his chin was. You know, he could like take a shot like nobody ever, you know? And I mean, he's strong, he's super tough. I mean, I felt pretty evenly matched. It was definitely the toughest fight I've had so far.
Well, and it's always kind of disheartening when you land a head kick and they don't even wobble, right?
Yeah, it was like insane. I thought I'd like nailed him with a really good one, but he was like still good, you know?
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my family, my team, Agima Jiu-Jitsu, my coaches, Dane and Court, and I'd like to thank my wife who supports me, and my work who all bought tickets to come watch me fight. Salt Lake Bentley and Lamborghini, awesome people, and just everyone who made this possible.
All right, man. Are you going to come back out here and do this for us again?
You bet your ass I am.
All right, we can't wait to see you back. Everyone give it up for your winner, William D.
Time for the pictures. You might want to remember that name because according to my paperwork, he's now undefeated at 3-0. Your winner, William Dean. It's a lot of good fights so far. We're halfway through. Don't be getting tired on me now. I'll say the B word, I'll bring you back to life, but you're gonna have to wait. You guys ready for fight number 6? Thank you, that was good. Fight number 6 brought to you by Jessica Kruger, your undisputed and still champion of real estate. Check out homesforSaleUtah.com. Jessica will take good care of you. She's hooking us up with an amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 168.5 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 2-0. Doing it for Fusion MMA, make some noise for Christian Reese.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Christian Reese. This young man is 22 years old, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 168.5 pounds, with a record of 2-0-0, training out of Team Fusion MMA. Ryan, what do we know about Team Fusion?
Well, we know that's his dad right there, Aaron Reese as well. So again, Team Fusion, I believe we had somebody else on the fight card already from them. They put together good fighters. I know Christian's been training for quite some time. I know, at least from my understanding, he's pretty well-rounded. There's his dad right there. Again, I got a son who fights, so I can definitely understand what's going on and the feelings and emotions they're feeling right there.
It's definitely unique, right?
It is. It is very unique.
You know, tell me a little bit about that. You know, cornering your own son like what we're seeing right now. What kind of emotions are going through your head while you're, even at this point, just putting on the last-minute Vaseline and everything else?
At this point in time, I'm pretty confident. I'm kind of shaking my head thinking, let's go do it. Kind of giving those last-minute instructions to him. Maybe a last little something that I say to him. Not even fight-related, very honestly. It's more confidence-related, more relationship-related.
Right.
Not like keep your hand up. You know, he knows to keep his dang hand up.
More of a, I love you, you got this kind of thing.
Yeah. Go put in work. Do what you do, buddy.
All right, well, Christian Reese, he is coming out here. He's 2-0. He's undefeated. His last fight was in MTF. He actually won by a decision back in April. And then Tough Enough, he actually won by a decision as well back in February of 2020, right before the whole pandemic started.
Yeah. I think you're going to see right here a guy that's pretty well-rounded that looks a lot better than what his record would show you.
All right, and his opponent tonight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 164 pounds, gonna match his record, currently undefeated at 2-0. Doing it for Team Norse MMA. Let's hear it for Eric Walk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Eric Walk walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 164 pounds. He does have a record of 2-0. Again, same as Christian. Both of them are undefeated. So that means somebody's going to get defeated here tonight. Somebody's always going to go. He does come out of Team Norse MMA. I don't know much about them. I mean, I think they were out of Idaho is what I heard before.
Wyoming.
Okay.
I believe they're up in Evanston, Wyoming.
Okay.
But he does come out here with that perfect record, though, right? 2-0. He's got his last fight. He actually, his last fight was actually against Michael Bartels in Mountain Force as well back in November of 2020, which he won to punches. And then his previous fight was against Aaron Brown in August of 2020, where he won by guillotine in the first round. So he also is someone, he hits hard, and he has a bit of a grappling game. So I'm kind of excited to see this. This one matches up really well on paper. These guys both have the exact same record, that 2-0. Both of them fighting for Mountain Force previous to coming here to SteelFist.
Well, and Mountain Force, again, another promotion. I don't believe they do events here in Utah anymore.
No.
But they now do things, I believe, out of state still.
Yes.
And I believe they've been on those cards. I do see we got some Army shorts. I don't know if we bought them that way or if we earned them that way.
You know, I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head. I don't got my recruiter computer up, so I couldn't tell you what I could see about that. But yeah, he's definitely got those shorts. I have the same ones.
Do you?
Yeah, they gave them to me in basic training a long time ago.
Well, here we come. I mean, Aaron is going for his head. Big, heavy shots.
Big hands by Christian Reese. Another big hand by Christian Reese.
They're going at it. And I think we're going to get this called.
This fight is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Christian Reese lands a big hand, follows up, and just keeps pummeling until Tyler Tomlinson stepped in and stopped this fight. That was, 26 seconds into round number 1.
Oh yeah. I mean, just throwing.
That was a huge win for Christian Reese, who may have separated his shoulder throwing punches.
Looks like right now.
And
the way he's holding it right now, it looks like it's hurt.
I think Doc Ali might need to check that out.
We're trying to get the Doc, send him over there.
Doc checking on the loser to make sure he's okay. And
I think maybe swinging our hand in celebration.
Yeah, and Doc's going to try and move it around to see if it'll slip back in on its own.
If you can pull that back up. If you can pull that back up.
Now that is.
It looks like his dad said, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay." He seems like he's laughing in the background.
It doesn't look like one that tears. You know, I've had the shoulder slip out. I'm not saying this on the record, but maybe my shoulder has slipped out a time or two. And you've got the kind that tears, and then you've got the kind that slips, and that hopefully is the kind that slips, and they can just move it back in by adjusting the angle of the shoulder. And it looks like it's back in. Yeah.
Looks like he's okay now.
He's good to go now. So
here, I want to see.
Yeah, and I think it was on that shot right there.
Well, he's got. But then he goes over here and he's pretty animated.
Respect in the ring. That's the way we got him. Hey, make some noise.
Want to see if we could see it come out. All of his shots here were with his left hand to finish it. All right, let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
All right.
Let the corners get in here. We'll get everybody set up. Your winner, 18 seconds into round number 1 by TKO. Out of the red corner, Christian Reese.
All right, Christian, let me get you over here.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, my friend?
I feel amazing, man. I imagined that whole thing, this whole entire fight camp. I'm just happy as heck, man.
How does it feel that it came to fruition?
Excuse me?
How does it feel that it came to fruition? You imagined it and it happened.
You know, I'm just always believing in myself. You know, the people around me, they just keeping me motivated. And now I believe in me, man, always.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we believe in you too after that. Beautiful. You came out there, looked like you were trying to take his head off. Were you trying to sleep him real early?
Trying to sleep him early, man. You know, I got a little wild. That's the other side of me. My flip switch and my technique go out a little bit, but I was coming to bomb.
I could see. Well, it looked beautiful, and you caught him, and once you caught him, you were like a shark just jumping right on him.
That's right. We the Shark Tank, baby. We come. We always coming, my man.
Well, it's beautiful, and I love to hear your fan crowd out there. Do you have people you want to thank?
First off, first and foremost, my pops. He's put everything, all of his time in me since I was 2 years old. You know, my gym, my students back home, my girl, all my coaches, man. You know, I love my students, man. I own a school back in St. George, and I just want to show my students the stuff that we teach, and, you know, I put it into work.
Hey, I can respect that. I love that, especially with you and your dad.
Thank you, sir. And all my kids back home, you know, can't wait to see you guys. I miss you already.
All right, well, are we going to see you back in the SteelFist cage?
100%. I want to fight in the next month or so. I'm ready to go. I can fight again.
All right, we got March coming up.
Yes, sir. That'd be great.
Okay, well, everyone, let me give a big round of applause for Christian Reese. Hey, beautiful fight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's always a good sign when your interview lasts longer than your fight. Those guys came out banging. Walking out of here 3-0. Make some noise for your winner. Let them hear you in St. George. Let's hear it for Christian. Everybody at home watching on Blitz TV, if you can't make it out, make sure you sign up for Blitz TV. Watch the simulcast, but if you can make it out, you should come hang out with us. That's where all the cool kids are. You know, we got a bunch of belts on the line later tonight. Besides Tony and Ben, I got another one to give out. I got pros in the house. It's starting to ramp up from here on in, so don't be getting tired now. Who's ready for fight number 7? We could be talking about your business, Jason, or anybody else that owns a business. Hook up with us, become a sponsor. We'll get your name on the mat. We'll tell everybody how cool you are, what you do, and we could be talking about you right now. So check out Kevin at SteelFistFightNight.com. He'll tell you how to get hooked up. Again, that's Kevin at SteelFistFightNight.com. So I got an amateur bout scheduled for 3 more 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. Time for the big boys. Current record of 3-3. He's a heavyweight out of Wyoming MMA. Make some noise for Jared George.
But you never saw my sacrifice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Jared George. This man stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighed in at 225 pounds with a record of 3-4-0. And coming out of Team Wyoming MMA, what do we know about Jared?
Well, we do know that this fight was actually supposed to happen last show. There were a couple mishaps that happened with some blood work. It was not, Jared's fault at all. It was on his end. It was Wyoming. They'd had some problems there.
Right.
Either way, this thing's come to fruition. It looks as though he has taken a loss most recently to, who was it, Kendrick Wolf?
Yes.
Kendrick's got some heavy hands.
Well, and it went all the way to a decision, but that was all the way back in March, so it's been a while since he's been in the cage. Now, as far as Team Wyoming MMA, do we know much about them?
No, I don't know much about them at all. I know Wyoming's. We had another Wyoming guy here earlier,
right? But
he put on a pretty good show.
Right now, again, but I don't think he was out of Team Wyoming so much as he was out of a gym in Wyoming, which as we know a lot about those rural areas. Wyoming is full of rural areas. Wrestling is really big in the high schools there. But again, so is like throwing hay and all that other kind of stuff. You're going to see, a lot of aggression out of him. He did win his fights, have been mostly win to strikes. In fact, all of them, with the exception of his first fight, have been wins to strikes. So I'm excited to see what he does against Mark Gonzalez.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 6 feet tall, also part of the heavyweight crew, rocking a current record of 1-1, doing it for One Hit MMA. Make some noise for Mark, the Kung Fu Panda Gonzalez!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mark Gonzalez walking out right now. Stands 6 foot tall. Has a record of 1-1, and as you can see, it's Team Kung Fu Panda.
Right, and he does have quite a weight advantage coming in at 263.5. That's what, about 40 pounds. Close to about 40 pounds over his opponent, but again, at that weight class, that is an acceptable weight difference.
Exactly, that is within the weight class. The weight class goes all the way from, 206 all the way up to 265.
Yes, and he is coming off of a win against Trent Lee here in SteelFist back in September of 2021, where he also won to strikes.
Well, and Mark was a much larger man, shall we say. I believe he started at about 340.
And he's slowly cut down to a walking weight where he doesn't need to cut for weigh-ins, correct?
Yes. And that's a huge thing for him. I don't think he thought he would ever have a real fight in the heavyweight division. I think he always thought he'd be a super heavy.
Right, and now he's down there in the heavyweights naturally.
Yes.
So that's kind of a big accomplishment for him as just in general, but he's training out there at One Hit MMA, so I'm sure you've seen him at the gym, and you can tell us a little bit about what he's been doing to kind of get to this point.
Definitely, well, and look at the intensity in him right now. I mean, he's been out there, he's putting in a lot of work. After that, last time the fight came, it came all the way up to weigh-ins, and he found out it wasn't happening, kind of a big letdown. He took it like a champ. He is a very nice guy, to be very honest with you. And, he does have a wrestling background. He's been working his butt off, but I also know he's been doing a lot of nutrition as well. I know Jason Laporte's been helping him out over there, and that's been watching the weight come off.
And Jason Laporte of Damage Plan is an amazing coach. He helps a lot with bodybuilders and also nutrition in general to get into shape for both MMA and for fitness competitions as well.
Yes, well, that's his forte, would be the bodybuilding. Now he's got over to the MMA side over the last few years, and you're seeing him help. Like, he helped Mark out, and look, Mark was at like 340. We're what? 263 right now?
263. All right, and Tyler Tomlinson, our referee this evening, gives some last-minute instructions, and we're about to see a brawl.
Yeah, yes, we are.
I love heavyweights because these boys swing with aggression, and each one of them has 220-plus pounds behind each one of those throws.
Oh yeah. I mean, they could put each other to sleep pretty easy. Yeah, and I think what you're going to have is you're going to go, and you got Jared who's going to say, okay, I'm more amble, more nimble. I'm going to try to get in, get out. Kind of be the smaller heavyweight.
Yeah, well, and he definitely is throwing some kicks with some nice aggression. I like that he's throwing them low and then throwing them high, kind of maintaining that distance, making Mark kind of think twice about coming in and closing that distance. But Mark is pretty nimble on his feet for being as heavy as he is. The hopping back and forth with ease, a nice leg kick by Mark Gonzalez.
Yeah, Mark's pretty heavy.
He's heavy and he's putting that weight on right now, but I'm more impressed with how nimble he is for his weight class.
Well, he's been working hard. He's doing both of these guys, honestly, right now.
And he's light compared to what he used to be, right?
Yes. And he does have much better cardio. Now, what I'm curious to see are how are these guys cardio in the fight. Now, you will say that, what Jared has the advantage in terms of experience. So he would think he would be a little bit more calm. But then again, Mark's coming down, 3-2 and a 3-2.
Right, well, and Mark looks really calm and composed, and he's training out a pretty reputable gym, too. So he's getting that work in before any of his fights. I know You've told me in the past that one hit does work the shark tank.
Yeah, and he's been doing his rounds. He's been being pushed. He's been being yelled at in the shark tanks. Come on, Mark.
So he should definitely have it in him to go 3 rounds in this fight.
He definitely should. I mean, he's been definitely doing it with people, a new fresh body every minute, pushing him.
Right. And he seems really composed. He's still moving back and forth really well. He does seem a little bit slower on his dance than he did at the beginning of the round, but you kind of expect that
exactly
as the nerves start to settle a little bit.
I'm kind of looking for that, to be honest with you. Now, what I'm actually looking for Jared to be doing is nice big heavy leg.
You do not see a 265-pound guy throw a head kick like that very often.
You're Kung Fu Panda. Look at his shorts.
That was outstanding.
And honestly, if you knew Mark,
that big switch kick out of Mark.
If Mark could separate, he could sleep him. He's hurt.
Very quick on that switch to get that leg up there.
He's bleeding.
And there is a lot.
Leaking.
It's coming out of the nose, and it's draining. Yeah, it's draining like a faucet now.
He's hurt right now.
I would love to see Mark separate and start exchanging. He's going for a standing guillotine. These are really hard to finish at this weight class because you can't get the separation as clean under the chin. And we're going to see a round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe.
It could be, it could be on his eye. I can't see. He's right in front of us.
No,
Please don't split on me.
It's the nose.
Is it the nose?
Yeah, it's coming out of the nose. You can see it right there. There may be a little gash as well on the bridge, but that is all coming out of the nose right now. Yeah, there's a small gash on the bridge, but not enough to...
It was that shit in the nose.
Yeah, that was all inside the nose dripping out. That gash is not big enough to...
His nose hurt. He's hurting.
Yeah, that thing's broken.
Yeah, he's hurting. They might call it.
Yeah,
if he keeps wincing like this, Doc's going to call it.
Well, and Doc's going to ask on vision here very soon to see if he can even see with a broken nose like that.
Yeah, I mean, he might not. If he keeps wincing like that, that's where you got to put your poker face on.
If you want to keep fighting.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes to that heart of the fighter.
Well,
how much do you want to be in this?
Panda.
And you see right there, Doc's checking his vision. He's checking the peripherals. He's making sure that he can see before he lets him get back in there. Now, what I'm really surprised at is they didn't have the corner putting Vaseline on those cuts to keep the blood from pouring, because
that's going to come in 2 seconds.
Every time that there's pressure, he's going to start pouring out blood.
Yeah, and you see the Kung Fu Panda over here. He's got blood all over his belly.
Yeah.
I love it.
This has been I'm going to say a shocking first round.
It is.
I do not ever expect big boys like that to throw as clean of a head kick, especially off of a switch like that.
Hey, look, he's coming out like a beast.
You know, both of these guys got heart, dedication, and fighting spirit, because I'll tell you right now, if I ate 263 pounds to the face with
Mark's
a kick like that,
a lot of weight on him.
I'd have been sleeping.
Well, look, Mark's putting a lot of weight on him. Look at that, he's on his toes.
You know what? That shows the strength, though, of Jared George still able to stand back up.
And here goes Jared with the single leg.
I don't think he's going to get that single.
Nope.
I think that he needs to work on swimming through and changing the angle, trying to get through to the side and change it. If he could swim through, take that right arm and try and go under and up, he could change the angle and really work to his advantage. But, man, Mark did a great job there reading it and taking that shot.
He wants the head kick knockout. Kung Fu Panda wants that highlight film.
Yeah, he felt it in the first round, and he wants to go for it again.
He does. Now you don't want to see. Now what we want to see him do is just keep fighting, right? I mean,
yes.
Let's get back to the
and that's what you're seeing out of Jared. Again, though, Jared needs to be careful of not overcommitting.
Nice.
And he just ate a big hand.
Jared's quitting over there, it looks like.
Well, he ate a big hand as Mark broke away, and I think it had a little bit more impact than Mark realized, because he went down pretty quick.
Oh yeah. I mean, he like stopped.
And that wasn't a give up. That was
It very well. It's coming right now, so I take what I said back.
No, yeah, George is definitely in this fight, but that that rocked him, and that rocked him pretty hard.
Well, I think you felt the power Mark has right now. I was watching sparring a couple weeks back. Mark dropped 2 people in like the same Shark Tank. 2 people came in, and 2 people left. One of them went to sleep. The other one's was bent over, and we had to bring in a new body.
Probably all in the first minute, right? Same minute, right?
Probably it was probably the same minute.
Well, and that's kind of what you expect. And again, why I love these heavyweight fights, because again, you're seeing 225 plus pounds of impact with every shot that they're throwing. And so you're seeing a lot of big impact shots. Now, there might not be as much action as, like, say, the third fight of the night, Cage Street and John Smith, where they're fighting at 130 pounds, and they've got energy for days.
But they can also take those shots.
They can take exactly. You're seeing, these guys at 225 to 263 pounds. Each one of these shots has the ability to knock out a lesser man. One of them.
Your brain doesn't want to take these types of jarring. It kind of sends signals that says, no, this isn't right, man. And you go to sleep.
I mean, that is honestly the best way to say it. Your brain doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Your brain really does not want to get hit with that kind of weight.
And so it shuts it off. Resets it.
And that shows.
He's going for that again. He wants it.
And again, that shows the kind of warrior that Jared George is, that he's taken those shots that have wobbled him, that have made him almost blind at the end of the first round, and he's still in the fight.
And I expect nothing less out of him. When you mentioned that he'd gone the 3 rounds with Kindred, I thought to myself, this kid's going to stay in here for you're going to have to shut him off.
Well, and Kindred Wolf, Jared George's last opponent, he went all 3 rounds with him, right, to a decision. Kendrick Wolf is one of the heaviest hands that we have seen in SteelFist in a while.
And he'll fight.
And yeah, 100%. Whether he's getting beat up or he's not, he's pushing.
He will fight.
And he's putting everything into it. And someone like Jared George that's able to go all 3 rounds with that, this guy's a warrior.
Well, and I kind of like we're going into the 3rd round. We got Mason Moyes in the corner over here with him. Mason was talking about how big of a beast he's been, and honestly, he's coming out and acting like a savage right now. So I got to give Mason props for being in his corner right now.
Well, and he's yelling at him, telling him to do the right things. But I'm looking over at Jared George's corner, who is just as much pumping him up, telling him to keep it going. And Jared looks like he's ready for this round.
I expect a different round 3 than we saw round 2.
Definitely. And I'm excited for round 3 because this is the war of attrition right now. This is the round that is all heart, especially at this heavyweight division.
Yeah, exactly. This is where we're going to see, because I think what you're going to see is Jared come out, see with this pace.
Yeah, Jared's coming forward, and you've got
he's poked.
Mark is breathing heavy.
He slams him. No.
As I'm talking about the labored breathing of Mark, he makes it look easy.
Oh, he picked him up and just threw him through the canvas.
Now, Mark has about 40 pounds, 38 pounds of weight advantage over George.
And look at where the blood's going now, ladies and gentlemen. Look at where the blood's going.
Is Jared going to be able to keep breathing from that blood?
I'd like to see Mark try to get to mount from here.
Right.
If he gets it mount, I think it's all over for Jared.
I agree with you. The blood's going into his eyes. It's going into his face. It's making it very difficult for Jared George to do anything. But is Mark a good enough wrestler to move and maneuver in this position, or is he just going to depend on his weight to control the action at this point?
I think he could get to that position if he wanted to.
Honestly,
as of right now, he might not need it because we're not seeing any bridging.
No, but what you are seeing is blocking out of Jared.
I saw it.
And I like seeing that, and it makes it very difficult. But you've got someone that
block right where
big.
Post on that hip.
Well, in the average weight class, you are within 10 pounds of your opponent, not 40 pounds of your opponent. And bridging makes a difference at those lower weight classes. At this upper weight class with this big of a difference, how much is bridging really going to change the shape of this position for Jared George?
Hey, Jared's pretty strong now.
No, Jared's strong, and dude is a warrior. The way that he's taken some punishment, and he is still in this fight, I guarantee he has zero visibility.
Well, I'm sure
he can't see a thing.
Just to work. Right now, we got a minute left in the fight.
Mark's working so he doesn't get stood up.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. He's working just to work.
he's not doing anything to win the fight at this position. But man, Jared can't do anything. He can't see.
His eyes
He
are closed.
cannot see a thing right now.
No, his eyes are closed. Right now, he's just holding on for dear life, trying to get stood up.
And that speaks to
and
the
not quitting.
well, and yeah, that speaks to the heart and internal warrior that Jared George has inside of him, because he is staying in this thing with his eyes shut.
How many other people would have broke?
I would have tapped.
Yeah, I mean, gosh.
Just
Tough
out,
kid.
not out of being a wuss. Okay, maybe a little bit about being a wuss, but I would have tapped just out of the fact that I can't go on. I'm not able to see my opponent or anything, let alone be able to effectively counter anything that's going on. And Jared's still in this game. He's got 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
He's going to carry out the round. There you go. Mark gets that mount, but again,
10 seconds left.
Mark's owned this round the whole time through, so I don't think he needed to do that, but that definitely put it on that little exclamation point at the end of the round.
That might have been more a mental victory.
Like, I got that before the round ended. I definitely think that Mark did everything he needed to do to win this fight, 3 rounds to none. But man, I gotta say, Jared George is a hell of a warrior.
Oh yeah. I mean, they threw down.
Yes. And, talk about weathering the storm. Let's take it to the cage, find out who won, and make this thing official.
Sounds good to me.
Make some noise! I'd like to personally give a shout out to the crew that built the cage. That's 500 pounds of angry fighter coming right at me. So glad they stayed on their side. All right, who do you think got it? Make some noise for Jared George. How about the Panda, Mark Gonzalez? That's great, but I don't care what you guys think. It's down to the judges. That's the only thing that matters. So make your wagers. Talk to your buddies. Holy smokes, that was a lot of fighting. Also, I got to give a shout out to the crew that has to mop up the cage. Let's hear it for these two. Working overtime after that one. All right, gentlemen, let's get both fighters to the center of the ring, and crowd, let them hear it. Let's hear it for these two. I got the scorecard. Stephen Ferreira with a score of 30-27. Dennis McMahon with a score of 30-27. Jeff Dutcher with a score of 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the black corner, the Kung Fu Panda, Mark Gonzalez!
Yeah, buddy. All right, I'm here with your winner, the Kung Fu Panda, Mark Gonzalez. Mark, dude, that was a hell of a war. 3 rounds with that switch kick at the first round. I thought it was over there. It went all 3 rounds. How are you feeling right now?
Kind of tired.
You do Poe proud, brother. Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Yeah, my opponent's tough as shit. Or, excuse me, tough as stuff. You know, Jared, my brother, thank you for sharing the cage with me. I love you, brother.
All right, man. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
My sponsors, Critical Fit, CBD, thank you so much for the past 2 fight camps. Damage Plan Insurance, Zach Partridge, thank you. Jason Laporte, you've changed the name, but it was Separate Fit Nutrition. ES Solar, Lucas Hill, my boy Tyson Roberts with Rob Tech Surveillance, Ethan Harris with Century 21, my beautiful wife, thank you. I love you. And last but not least, my teammates and my coaches, Aldo Arezia, Gustavo Rodriguez, the Assassin, Jarrett Kelton, and Cole Faust, baby, the machine. Thank you. Love every one of you. Thank you all for coming out and supporting.
Are you going to come back here and do this for us again?
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait to see you come back. Everyone give it up for your winner, the Panda, Kung Fu Panda, Mark Gonzalez.
Walking out of here 2-1. Make some noise for Panda Power. I don't know what was worse, the fight or the dance moves, but that boy's exhausted. Nice job, Mark. Very well done, sir. Your winner, Kung Fu Panda, Mr. Gonzalez. Seriously, I'd have lost money. I'd have bet you there's no way that's going 3 rounds. No way. Not the first time I've been wrong. You guys ready for fight number 8? Oh, that was horrible. Come on, man, I got belts coming up. I just had a panda in here doing head kicks. You guys ready for fight number 8? Thank you. Fight number 8 brought to you by Legacy Roofing. Got some of them sitting right up front here. Northern Utah's best commercial and residential roofing. Make sure you check out Legacy Roofing for a free roof inspection. They are bringing us another amateur bout. 3 more 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 140 pounds with a current record of 4-3. Doing it for Fusion MMA, let's hear it for Hiram LeBaron.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Hiram LeBaron. This young man stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 140 pounds, representing Team Fusion MMA. What do we know about this guy?
Well, again, we know that he's coming out of Team Fusion. We do know that he's 4-3. I'm not exactly sure, what's happened in his last few fights. But again, we got Aaron Reese right there. We just saw his son fighting. He's now kind of doubling back up, coming back out here, helping out Hiram. Hiram does look like he's pretty calm, cool, collected on his walkout. I mean, what does his record look like?
Well, his record is, 4-3-0, but his last fight was a loss due to strikes in round number 1 in Mountain Force against Cody Fair back in April. Previous to that, it was a win against Noel Can, also in Mountain Force in February of 2021. But he had a little bit of a break, canceled bouts and everything else due to COVID and whatever. So before that was 2019. He's been actively fighting since 2018. So he's been in the game for a little while and definitely getting some good training out there with Team Fusion. What do we know about Fusion?
Well, we know that we're down there, St. George, I believe.
Yeah.
Again, they got Coach Aaron Reese down there. I mean, other than that, I just know they're a pretty big gym out of there.
Well, and Christian Reese that fought earlier tonight is actually one of the coaches as well.
Yes.
He mostly coaches the kids program, but also another fighters, and had a hell of a showing tonight. So far, their team's at least 1-0 coming out here. I'd love to see, what Hiram LeBaron brings out to the cage. You're going to see, again, coming out of southern Utah, St. George area, huge wrestling programs out there. But again, you see a lot of really tough guys coming out of that area.
Well, and I think this is one of your better gyms coming out of down there. I mean, these guys are getting quality guys coming out of southern Utah, and now we're getting to see them up here in the northern side of the state.
Yep, let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 139.5 pounds, with a current record of 7-4. Doing it for Horns Elite Performance. Let's hear it for David Maggio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got some cheers.
I think he's got a bit of a following.
I think so. I thought that was the drop,
There
Here
you go.
it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Out comes David Maggio, standing 5'8" tall, weighed in at 139.5 pounds. He has a record of 7-4, representing Team Horns Elite. What do we know about them? We talked about Jeremy Horn. He's that guy with that hat coming to put the Vaseline on and making his way out here spelling his knowledge.
With well over 1, 2, maybe 300, 400 fights. The guy's been, at one time again, was the most active fighter in the world. Jeremy Horn has a wealth of knowledge that no one else is going to get. I mean, this guy is a black belt in Walt Bailey's Jiu-Jitsu. Just by showing up, he's that damn good. But, you know, talking about our fighter, David Maggio, his last fight was here in SteelFist, where he actually beat Zach Hamilton in the first round via arm lock back in September. So
Does that surprise you coming out of Horns?
No, it does not surprise me at all coming out of Horns. But again, that's the thing about Jeremy Horn. As your coach, he is such a well-rounded fighter. He's won by strikes. He's won by submissions. Hell, he choked out Chuck Liddell at the end of the first round via arm triangle when they fought the first time. So you're getting a guy coaching you that has not just the experience but the knowledge base.
A wealth of knowledge, and he's been sharing it for quite some time right now.
Yes.
So I mean, that's where he's transformed into not only but an elite, grappler, an elite fighter, but also an elite coach at this point.
Right. And David is another guy that's been active for a while. His first fight was all the way back in 2014, back in the, I believe, Rocky Mountain MMA way back then. So he's been active for a while. So don't let the record of only having 11 fights fool you. That's not 11 fights in 1 year. That's 11 fights
over a period of time.
Over damn near a decade. So he's been in the game for a while. And Tyler Tomlinson, our referee this evening, giving some last-minute instructions to these guys. Hiram LeBaron in the red corner wearing the black trunks with the white, what do you call that, Celtic design across the
pattern,
yeah. And then you have got David Maggio in the black corner. We'll just say with the blue fists.
Okay.
We'll call them blue fists.
The turquoise blue fists.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, no hesitation. These guys going right to the center.
Out, pulling that jab out.
Nice exchange. These guys are not afraid to get hit, Ryan.
No. Oh, nice head movement.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Really nice head movement. But what I really like seeing is both of them throwing off of the other strikes. Right there, you saw Hiram throw that kick a little bit lazily, and David grabbed it and landed some shots.
Well, and you're seeing David be very busy. I'm seeing Hiram, it looks like, slipping a lot of punches, hands really low.
And countering off of those slips, too. That's one thing I'm really liking.
Nose is busted up a little bit now.
And Hiram does a great job catching the kick. Doesn't capitalize on the takedown. I think Hiram wants to stand and trade.
I mean, Hiram wants to. I like his striking. I mean, he's very, very slick.
No, he looks very calm, very composed, and he definitely looks comfortable in the stand-up game. Good head
distance.
movement. I liked how he slipped backwards on that.
Very aware. He was right outside of it.
Again, doing a great job staying outside of the reach of David Maggio.
Now, Maggio's still at him and at him and at him. I mean, just all over him.
Oh, no, he's consistent, very consistent. And just now when he wasn't able to grab to land anything, he grabbed in and put him against the cage to kind of keep that distance a little bit closer. But again, wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. But then again, I mean, what do we got? We got Team Fusion coming out of here versus Horns Elite. So two great gyms putting out some good products right now. Let's see if Maggio can get where he wants on the ground. He kind of let go when he slammed him.
Yeah, it was a good takedown. He got the elevation, but he threw him and kind of let go.
Yeah, he just kind of dropped him.
But at the same time, Hiram scrambled up really quick. So I don't know if it was just that David didn't follow the slam or if Hiram was able to scramble up quick enough.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think him not following quick enough allowed Hiram to, or get right back up.
Right. Well, and David's bleeding pretty good. You see the forearm of Hiram is just covered in blood, and it's not his.
No. Nice off the break punch.
When you were saying at the earlier part of the round that it looked like David's nose might be broken.
Yeah. That happened earlier. Now, he probably is not being able to breathe out of it by now, which is going to cause him to open his mouth. Cause him to open his mouth, we get him put to sleep.
Ooh, nice hands by Hiram. He's landing a lot.
Oh, yeah. Clean punches.
And he's landing them on the inside of David's strikes. David's throwing his 1-2, and then you're seeing Hiram throw really unorthodox lead-ins, again, with those uppercuts and the hooks.
I'd love for Hiram to put his hands up for me.
And David finally able to get that takedown. 10 seconds left of this fight, of this round. And Hiram doing a good job controlling on the guard, climbing up a little bit, but there's not enough time to see anything in this fight. Now, do you think that takedown was enough for David to eke out the round, or do you think that accuracy of the hands of Hiram LeBaron was able to maintain
I think David's
that
nose
round?
busted up
Yes.
is what's going to lose the round.
Yes, I think so, and I think the fact that Hiram was able to land so many accurate strikes in that round, even being taken down, he landed at least double the amount of strikes that David was able to connect with.
And he looked good doing it.
Yeah, and I think David threw more, but he wasn't able to land more.
Yeah, now again, like I said, I'd love to see Hiram put them hands up a little bit.
Yes.
And maybe that's just me. He's not really getting hit that much.
No, his head movement is phenomenal.
Yeah, but having those hands up a little bit might help my anxiety if I was a coach.
Yeah, no, you've got your force fields up with those hands there, right?
Yeah.
And you're not depending on the head movement to
as your only form of defense.
But again, his head movement's been really effective
so far.
Yeah, he's been staying outside, slipping back, slipping left, and
He
landing those.
back,
yeah,
throws a 2.
And throwing an uppercut underneath it too. Honestly, towards the later part of the round, I was very impressed seeing Hiram actually slip a 2 and come under with an uppercut. That was really impressive to me. So I don't know.
Fainting a little bit, moves his head back.
But yeah, I will agree. His hands are pretty low, but now his hands are high. But they're not close to the face. They're not in a defensive manner.
No.
Nice exchange. David actually swinging a little bit more on that.
Yeah, and he almost got the takedown too.
Almost. I'd love to see him trip right here instead of trying to lift and elevate.
Me too.
I'd like to see him maybe even go for that whizzer or even a hip throw at this point.
And we're driving him over.
There you go.
Into at least
half mount, drive that knee on belly. It's a little difficult. You've got Hiram at least scrambling and turning in the right way. You know,
Hiram looks pretty sneaky.
No, he does. He's doing the right thing, as in he's turning his body. When he was on the ground, he was turning his body towards his opponent.
Hence, he's not on the ground anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
and that's the biggest mistake we see when people are on the bottom is they turn away from their opponent, trying to either roll away to avoid stuff or roll their opponent, and that's not how you escape those positions.
David just tried to take his head off.
But again, head movement.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Okay, now let's see what we got here. We got him in side control.
Now, he didn't back off of that slam.
No,
he followed that one all the way through.
And he's in a nice, side control position.
I'd love to see him roll over. Never mind.
What's going to happen? Are we going to
get those hooks in?
You're a little high. You better get your hips back. Good, nice.
Roll back over. Now, the downside is he's still high, even though he's not in a shook position. He's still a little high, makes it hard to get under that chin because it's at your navel instead of being where it should be. But he's got a great setup for an arm lock.
And for a triangle, it looks like he's going for.
And he's got it.
What's going to happen here?
He needs to take that left hand and hook the leg. He needs to take that left hand and hook that leg over. Otherwise, he's going to be spending a lot. There you go.
There it was, ladies and gentlemen.
As I'm saying what he needs to do, he does it on his own and finishes that fight with a beautiful triangle choke. Or as one of the special guests in attendance like to call it, a figure 4 leg choke. I get yelled at when I call it a triangle, just thanks to my old coach there, Justin Ellison, who's in attendance tonight. So beautiful figure 4 leg choke tonight. Way to go, David Maggio, keeping that record going with an 8-4 now.
Yeah, hey, keep putting in that win and way to stay in the fight, my friend.
It's never over until it's over, and that was a prime example of that.
That's how it works.
Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Your winner, 2 minutes and 10 seconds in round of number 2 by triangle out of the black corner, David Maggio.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
I bet you are. Take a sip real quick. Clean yourself up. You just put on a performance for us. That was beautiful. Damn, you're tough. Was that what you were expecting?
I knew he was tough coming in here. It was hard to find footage on him. I found a little bit, and I knew he hit hard. It really did surprise me, though. That kid is tough as nails, and I'm glad that we put on a performance for you guys.
You did. And it looked like he was a little bit hard to catch his range. Like, it looked like he used his range really well and was able to slip punches here or there. Was your game plan to strike with him, take him down? What did you want to do in this fight?
I favor the striking, but he was throwing me off a little bit, throwing a little whoopy punches, but I am a wrestler, so I can adapt.
You did. You kept pushing through. You kept grinding. You finally got him where you needed, and you finished the fight. Hey, so are we going to see you back in the SteelFist cage?
Well, as I'm the current amateur 145-pound champion, I think you'll see me back in here real soon to defend that title.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So, any family, sponsors, fans you want to thank?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank my coaches, Jeremy Horton and Craig Ross, for standing by me, being in my corner tonight. All my family at Elite Performance. All my friends and family that came from out of state to watch me. I love all of you. And to every last one of you, I came out here to put on a show, and I hope I gave you something worth watching.
You really did, my friend. You did great tonight. Beautiful performance. Everybody, let me get a big round of applause for David Maggio. Great job. Thank you.
Picking up his 8th win with Horn's Elite Performance. Let's hear it for David Maggio. That's a picture you're going to frame, man. Congratulations, well done. So we've had fighters here tonight from what? Nevada, Idaho, Wyoming. Somebody said Utah, this is the place. I guess SteelFist fights the night, isn't it? That's not bad. Everybody coming to Utah, they all want to come fight for SteelFist. So if you've ever wanted to do this, we got a lot of great gyms. If you're serious, they will take you serious. Ladies, you played sports all the way through college. You're competitive. You're tired of beating your man. We're always looking for you to come join us in the cage. You want equal pay for equal work? Get with a gym. They will take you serious. They will hook you up, and we would love to have you here. All right, fight number 9. We are moving up. I got professionals. Make some noise. Wayne Brown, thank you so much for hooking us up. Extreme Fire Protection in here with his brothers. Paulie Ryder's MC out of Utah. Much love and respect. They are hooking you up with fight number 9, a professional bout. You thought 3 minutes was a long time? Try 5 minutes. 3 5-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205.5 pounds with a current record of 2-6. Doing it for Team Link. Let's hear it for Eric Munoz.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Eric Munoz. This man stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighed in at 205.5 pounds, with a professional record of 2-6-0, training out of Team Link MMA. What do we know about Team Link?
Well, we know they're a gym up there in northern Utah. They're up there in the Davis County area. We got big Eric Iman right now, so you can see that big back.
That big silver back right there.
Yeah, the silver back we got. And we got, of course, Eric Munoz right now. We got Fabio Sahau who's right behind him.
It was a phenomenal jiu-jitsu practitioner and MMA competitor as well.
Exactly.
As their main jiu-jitsu coach.
Yes. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful gym. I mean, these guys put in work. I know Thiago's up there as well. Thiago Alves is up there as well. So I know they got a bunch of people up there. But here's Eric. Eric's been on a little bit of a skid recently.
Yeah, he is actually 0-6 out of his last 6. So the 2-6, his first 2 going into the pro, phenomenal showing. Those 6 losses that he had aren't really indicative of his ability.
No.
He has come in against some really tough guys and
a lot of late notice.
Yes, in fact, I believe his last fight was a week's notice.
I believe so.
But he's just a true warrior. When someone needs an opponent and he's available, he just gets in and he does his business.
Or if someone on his team falls out because they get injured,
he steps in. Exactly. So, don't let the record fool you. Eric Munoz is a hell of a threat when he gets in this cage. So I'm really excited to see how he matches up actually preparing for this fight.
See how El Diablo does.
All right, next up for the pro fight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 224 pounds, with a current record of 1-1. Doing it for the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. Let's hear it for Sepi Bouha!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, out comes Sepi Bouha. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 224 pounds, and he's coming out here jamming with a record of 1-1, representing the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. What do we know about them, and what do we know about Sepi?
Institute of Mixed Martial Arts out in the Salt Lake County area. So Sepp Pua is actually the main coach out there, and he's come out here. He's put on a hell of a show since he started his SteelFist. I want to say he started back in May of 2021. He's had 2 fights with us. 1 win, 1 loss. As a pro amateur, he actually fought back in MMA Total Mayhem. Both of his fights were with Total Mayhem, actually, and then he came out here and started fighting for SteelFist. Hell of an athlete, hits really, really hard. His last fight was lost to rear naked choke to Jesse Salmon, which kind of also.
Jesse Salmon was supposed to be our main event here tonight.
Yes, another really strong grappler, wrestler, strong SOB, that was able to get a win against him. But Jeff Munson was his first fight here in the SteelFist cage as a pro, which he got a win to referee strikes in the first round. So, again, records don't really show 100% of what these guys are capable of. Both of these guys are very powerful strikers, very accurate strikers, and very capable of stopping a fight pretty much any point in any round.
Yeah, and both of them have been around for a while. I mean, I think that's the side of the equation too. Is both of them are bringing a lot of MMA experience to the cage here tonight.
Absolutely. And Tyler Tomlinson, our referee this evening, giving some last-minute checks on the black corner, and he's going to bring him to the center of the cage, give some last-minute instructions, and then we're going to see this thing happen.
Well, and here they go. I mean, these guys are going at it. I mean, you're ending up seeing, what is it, 7-year age difference between them?
Yeah, not huge, honestly.
Not huge. Again, these are heavyweights that don't blink.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Again, I mean, these guys hit hard, and when they hit hard, people go to sleep.
Nice exchange. Eric Munoz landing a little bit.
Can hit straight and precise.
Well, and he ate a little bit from Munoz, but then kind of pushed him away with that jab, more so than rocking him. And I think that comes a little bit from the respect that Munoz has, knowing the capability of Sepp Pua.
Well, and it looks like Munoz is dropping that backhand a little bit. As he's moving, he's kind of keeping that a little bit low, and then see kind of dropping that, leaving his chin a little bit exposed.
Ooh, nice head kick attempt by Sepp Pua.
Beautiful. I mean, again, big boys going for the head.
I love seeing that.
Well, and pretty.
Well, and it shows the athleticism too. These big guys being able to whip those legs up. I mean, that leg right there is probably over 100 pounds in itself. I mean, especially with the impact behind it. That's like swinging a baseball bat at someone. And Munoz throws one right back at him.
Exactly. Munoz says, I got one too. But that leg kick hurt. That leg kick hurt too.
All of those leg kicks hurt.
I mean, people don't understand the damage that a leg kick can do.
Well, and you hit that thigh, that strap, that T-band on the outside of the thigh, that can cripple a leg. You can drop instantly just because you lose motor control of that leg.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with a leg as heavy coming at you like an axe that Sepi was able to throw on you.
Now, what do we have? We have a guillotine. Nope. Nice. So, just nice takedown. Good half guard.
Good control, nice and calm. He's not, what you're seeing out of Eric Munoz is he's not scrambling. He's not getting awkward in that position. He's very controlled. He's working on hand control right here, dropping the knee onto the wrist, and then you're going to see him start trying to land punches. Maybe even moving up to that shoulder and going to the arm lock right here with the
maybe even try to get more like a crucifix position almost and start just laying some punches down.
Right, either that or you're going to see him either go for the sit-out arm lock when he controls that arm and pushes it down, or you're going to see him go for the other arm for the Americana, something that you see, a lot of those Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys.
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious. I mean, Eric's doing pretty good now. This is where kind of Eric wanted. You don't always see Eric taking it to the ground. Oop, there's that.
And there's forearms.
Crucifix.
And there you go. He's got that. He let it go. I'm surprised he let that go to go for the forearm instead of going for that Americana. But again, you never know what's in someone's head. I know what his corner's yelling at him. He's telling him to drop some elbows and push that arm down.
He's enjoying it. So here we are. We got about 2 minutes left. Again, nice control. You see him, keep trying to
very
stuff
calm
it.
and controlled. The downside is, as he's trying to move, he's not throwing those elbows down with that right, which is going to create an opportunity for Tyler Tomlinson to stand him up out of lack of action.
He's essentially not doing very much right now.
No, but I mean, he's maintaining control. He is trying to set some things up. He's just not capitalizing.
And he's doing it. He's climbing through to
there you go.
Control right now. Beautiful.
Sit out.
Beautiful. A minute 30. Let's see. Control this position. Take the back.
And Sepi's about to stand up.
Nice heavy shots.
Big hands by Eric Munoz.
Sepi's a big boy.
Sepi's taking him, and Eric's not throwing.
Eric gonna do like a leg ride right there.
Right.
Suck that leg out.
Well, and Eric's not throwing him with enough consistency to really stop anything right now. I do like the leg ride that you're seeing right there, but I'd like to see Eric really toss those hands repetitively into Sepi Pua.
Oh.
Great transition by Sepi, but even better is Eric maintaining that dominant position.
Beautiful. And Sepi went for that kind of sweep. Ended up getting rolled all the way through.
And he's able to shrimp through and actually pull guard here.
Yeah, so I guess he did increase position.
Yeah, he definitely got into a better position, but is he able to climb and do anything effective with it, or is he just going to ride out the rest of the round, which is honestly what I expect to see out of the next 30 seconds. Sepi, just take this moment, get your breath, give yourself that extra 30 seconds before the round ends to kind of catch your breath and regain your composure.
Well, and what would you like to see Eric doing right now?
I'd like to see Eric sit up. I'd like to see him sit up and just drop. I would like to see him sit up, throw punches, throw elbows, whatever he can do. He needs to be busy. But at the same time, I think he won this round.
Yeah, well, you heard the 10-second click, and I definitely think he won this round.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to put an exclamation point on this round at all. I think he did everything he needed to do to control and own this round. So I think the judges are probably going to give it to him no matter what he did to finish it out. I just would have liked to see him try to finish the fight in that round, especially in that position. Where
You're just trying to make him work.
Yeah, well, and Sepi may have been able to pull guard, but he was flat.
Yes.
And one thing, us jiu-jitsu practitioners tend to notice is the hips. If I see someone's hips moving up, then, okay, that's a dangerous guard. But if someone's flat in their guard, all they're going to really do is push me back to try and stop my punches. I'm not worried about getting submitted in that guard. I'm worried about maybe my punches being stopped because he changes my balance.
Gotcha.
That's about it. So I would have loved to see Eric sit up and start throwing some stuff down from inside that guard.
Give him a little bit more to defend.
Yes. Well, and possibility of ending the fight.
Yeah.
It's not a championship fight. It's not 5 rounds. Now, again, it's 5-minute rounds, so it's a little bit harder. But when you're at the 30-second mark, throw it out there. Start putting some emphasis on it.
So what do you think we're going to see this round? I mean, we saw Eric get the takedown and kind of finish the round there. We're back to our feet.
I think you're going to see Sepi try and keep it on his feet and land some of those shots. Counter punches are really big on these boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, and again, these guys got big, heavy hands.
Right.
And remember, Sepi's got some precise hands as well.
Well, and feet, he's got some good kicks, too.
Oh, yeah.
But he's stalking right now. I think that Sepi knows that he needs to take this round because he lost the last one.
Yeah. I would think so. I hope his corner told him that.
Yes.
You know, they don't do that in MMA enough.
Ooh, nice big overhand right by Eric.
Honest and telling them when they need to win.
No, and it depends on the corner and the fighter. You know, I know personally several fighters that if you tell them they're losing, it actually takes them out of the fight. They have to feel like they're winning every round to stay mentally engaged in that fight. And so, it does go on the corner, being able to read their fighter as much as the being honest goes.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you
being able to
have to read it and figure out how to coach him. Well, and again, I mean, we got Eric that went right back to the game plan and almost we kind of slowed that striking battle down, changed the distance, and now we kind of got him pushed up against the cage. My guess would be working for some sort of takedown at some point.
No, Eric's doing a great job controlling so far in this fight.
Nice knees that Sepi was kind of throwing.
I'd like to see Sepi put his butt back against the cage and drive forward to try and turn, especially to his left, with how low Munoz is on that left side. Kind of does give himself a little bit of an opportunity, but now that Munoz has that leg,
that's what he was looking for, the single leg.
Yeah, it takes away the whole concept of what I was trying to say. Munoz is doing a great job controlling this fight so far.
Yeah, I mean, putting the fight where Munoz wants it.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. You want to see him landing consecutive punches.
Well, and a way to turn in.
I'd like to see Munoz use those short elbows, the forearms a little bit, instead of hooking the back of the head. Maybe take that left knee, go knee on belly, and start dropping that left forearm, followed by a big right.
Or even almost like a crossface will be pushing off with that front.
So you can drop the right hand, yes.
Instead of kind of holding on with the back of the head.
But you know, big boys. You have to use that weight to hold them down, especially when you look at the fact that Munoz is actually giving up just a little bit on pounds.
Yes.
About 20 pounds, yes.
Ooh,
nice, beautiful positioning.
Position right now.
I'd love to see him transition for an arm lock right here, but not anymore.
I mean,
where he was at, he was holding a great position for an arm lock, but Sepi Pua is just brute forcing his way up. Wow,
nice
that is pure brute force by Sepi Pua.
Let's see it. Okay, I got some hands from the top.
And Sepi's giving as good as he got when he was on the bottom right now. Big hands, and he's picking his shots, dropping those elbows, and stands up. Nice. threw a little bit of everything in that leg kick right there.
Yes. Looks a little bit winded.
But yeah, you can see the fatigue on both of these guys. As I'm talking about the fatigue, you see a nice, clean left 1-2.
Oh, nice leg kick.
Look how slow and labored both of these guys are moving. Ooh,
that hurt.
Another big leg kick.
Eric needs to check him.
Well, and another.
Needs to check him.
Sep's going to land about 3 or 4 more of those before this round's over.
So he's already training.
Yep.
He's having a hard time walking already. See, it's going on him.
He's about at that point,
and he's got it.
He's about at that point where mentally you just got to accept that you're going to eat a leg kick and land a right cross.
But you know, hey, throw that leg kick and bring it up to the head.
Yep. Yeah, he's starting to lift the leg now.
Bring it right to the head right now.
Just expect it and chamber that right hand. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean.
Or you're talking about Sep.
Yeah. Sep. Go right to the head.
Sepi bring it up to the head. I'm thinking about Eric. Eric, you're going to eat another leg kick. Just accept it and throw a right hand.
Yeah. Right now you've been eating them anyways without throwing back, so you better land.
But yeah, Sepi definitely throw it up to the head.
Well, he's got him already biting on it.
10 seconds.
see some fatigue.
Ooh, nice attempt by Eric Munoz. Like that head kick.
Says, I got one of them.
All right, we're going to see a round number 3 now. This is not something you see a lot at this weight class.
No.
And we're at pro, so this is 5-minute rounds. So they're 10 minutes into battle right now. Like,
yeah, I mean, we are 10 minutes deep. We're going into the up to 15.
I don't like standing for 10 minutes, let alone going 10 minutes of action. And you look over in the corners, Sepi's on his feet.
Yeah.
And Eric is sitting on his chair, taking his corners, instructions, everything. What are you thinking when you're over there and you're Eric Munoz and you look across the cage and you see a 225-pound man that you've been in war with for the last 10 minutes on his feet, hands on his hips, ready to go?
Yeah, I thought he was tired.
Yeah, he's tired. But in your head, you're like, holy crap.
Or you're trying to tell yourself, he's faking it right now.
Yes. Yeah.
He's thinking, look, he's tired. And this is what you're trying to tell yourself because you're trying to get that energy for yourself.
Well, and now you're seeing it in real life. You know, Eric Munoz looking over. Both of them had hands on the hips. They're both labored in their breathing. And this is the battle of attrition right now. This is the round where, honestly, it's all heart.
Yeah.
Especially at this weight class.
I predict them to be pretty selective.
Ooh, nice leg kick.
Those heavy leg kicks from Sepi.
Well, and Sepi's going to have to win this fight in this round. Winning the round isn't going to win the fight. He's going to have to end it. I think that Munoz has done enough to own this fight. 2 rounds, easily.
Well, and I mean, he's done enough with those takedowns. He's been in dominant positions. But Sepi just beasted out of him and now back on the feet.
Well, and those leg kicks are doing their damage.
Oh, yeah.
Nice jab to keep Munoz from coming in.
I'm telling you, I'd like to see him go up high. A couple of those leg kicks and then go up high. Or even a switch.
Throw that left up?
Switch head kick.
Now, this is a pro fight. Knees to the head, all that good stuff. It is good to go.
We're good to go on everything. Elbows, knees, we are good to go. These guys are locked and loaded.
All of the tools are open, right?
Full arsenal. Now, again, he's calling for another takedown, Sepi. Now, coming from Eric's corner, that's smart.
They're saying to suck his leg, and I would love to see Eric go down to the left ankle of Sepi Pua and just start pulling it in, especially that angle right there.
I was seeing the same thing. It's already at an angle. He could just get it out, slide it right to his butt cheek.
I think Eric's focusing on the wrong leg just because of the stance. There you go.
Yeah, he's got his hand on it.
He's got his hand on it. I'd like to see him put 2 hands on it.
He changed the angle a little bit.
But
I'd readjust it.
I'd love to see him go 2 hands on it straight at the ankle and drag it through. That's how you get that takedown on those big boys.
They'll come. Oop. They're working for this. I mean, here we have 3 minutes left. This could be a battle right here to see what happens, at least for the rest of the round.
Well, there you go. Nice knee to the head from Eric Munoz, taking advantage of that.
You'd like to see some of those elbows as well.
Look how low Sepi's going.
One.
Sepi's dropping his head low to prevent that takedown and pick up the ankle, and then bam, right to the head with those knees.
Hey, nice work. Now, this is where we've seen Eric have his best work.
Against the cage?
Against the cage and some of these clinch wrestling positions. That's where I've seen him do the best in this fight.
Ooh, nice outside knee by Sepi Pua to the thigh.
He's been throwing nice knees the whole time.
Well, especially with his back against the cage, you don't see a lot of effective knees from that angle, especially to the outside knee.
He's got him.
Little surprised that Tyler Tomlinson hasn't separated him, but then again, beautiful roll through on that toss by Eric Munoz. Dedicated on that one.
Hey,
those are dangerous with those type of sacrifice throws.
Very dangerous, but hey, you got it.
Yeah, because you're throwing your body to the mat, and if you don't commit to it, you're on your back, and your opponent's on top of you.
9 times out of 10, you end up on your back with someone on top of you.
Unless you're dedicated.
Yes.
And that's where it goes. You have to completely commit to that type of throw, and Eric Munoz definitely did, and is able to get that dominant position.
He did. And look at where he's at now. He's got 1:25 left in the fight. If he just keeps it here, he's got the W.
Well, he's trying to stretch out. He's pinning that arm down to drop some elbows, and Sepi Pua is just such a big, strong man.
Well, remember, he was a mount.
What's that?
And remember, he was mounted.
Yeah.
And he just kind of exploded up.
Yeah, again.
Ended up on top.
Big, strong man. He's able to transition through with brute force.
Yes.
And
yes.
Eric,
you can have this burst and just
Hulk smash and stand up.
Yeah.
But Eric's doing a great job in these positions, landing some big shots from the outside here.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Eric's looking really good this fight. I mean, I give him props. It looks like he came with a game plan.
No, this is the difference between training for a fight and accepting one on a week's notice.
And I think he had a legitimate game plan that he was thinking of for this fight. And honestly, it turned out really well. He's going to get the W this way.
I definitely agree. I think that Eric's winning this round. Winning this fight.
Yes,
He's got about 20 seconds left. He's in a dominant position. Aside from Sepi being able to stand up with that brute strength, I don't think that there's anything that Sepi's going to be able to do to prevent Eric from riding out this round to get the win.
No. We just heard the 10-second click. This is where we're at. He's going to get rolled over on top.
And this fight's over, ladies and gentlemen. Again, war of attrition. Both of these guys are just out of gas.
Hey, they gave you everything, ladies and gentlemen.
They left it in the cage, and they're making the judges tell us who won this fight.
They are.
I think I know who the judges decided on, but you know what? Let's take it to the cage and find out for ourselves.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Make some noise for the professionals. Let's hear it, gang. So who was it out of the red corner? Was it Eric Munoz? Or out of the black corner, was it Sepi Pua? Now all that matters is who the judges thought it was. We're gonna get that figured out. Then we are going to take a quick break, square up with your servers, get your last orders in. Union Event Center taking good care of us as always. If you get the chance, come check this place out for a concert. Always a good time at the Union Event Center. Lock in your choices. Who was it? All right, here we go. Here's your scores one more time. Make some noise for the professionals, please. Steve Ferreira with a score of 28-29. Dennis McMahon with a score of 27-30. Jeff Dutcher with a score of 27-30. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Eric Munoz.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Eric Munoz. Eric, dude, that was a war. 15 minutes of 500 pounds beating the hell out of each other. How are you feeling right now?
I'm a little tired, but I feel good.
You should be tired, man. Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Yeah, it was a lot heavier, a lot stronger. Kicks were solid, so I expected him to be not as quick. But we had to adjust and stuck with the game plan, and it worked out.
He's definitely deceiving on how nimble he can be. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my fiance and my family. They're my biggest supporters. And my team, Eric Iman, Fabio, everybody I trained with at Team Link. And then all my coworkers that showed up and all my old friends. They finally came out to see me fight. And I just appreciate all the support.
Awesome, man. Are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple weeks.
Well, I know you take them on a week's notice, so I'm glad to see you come out with a win tonight. Everybody give it up for your winner, Eric Munoz!
This is the easy part of the night, Eric. Smile for your picture, then you can go sit down, man. Putting on one hell of a fight. My left leg hurts. I got a belt on the line. Here we go. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner is your challenger. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 182 pounds, currently undefeated at 5-0. Doing it for Extreme Couture. Make some noise for Trent Miller!
Undefeated, 5-0, coming in off of his last one against Isaac Casey out of Fusion Fight League back in December of 2021. His win was via strikes in the first round, I believe.
Well, and I remember this guy. I mean, I think we had someone, Marco fought him from one hit. Great fight. They just duked it out for 3 rounds straight. Trent's face was just beat up. Now, Trent got the W. I think he ended up getting a finish on Marco. Maybe it went all 3. Then he got the decision.
No, he won in the 3rd round via strikes.
There it was. I remember I was in the back actually helping Marco this time. And Marco was exhausted after that fight. And, I mean, Trent took everything that Marco threw at him and came back with more and got the W. And he's been on a tear ever since.
Yeah, and he's been fighting between Mountain Forest, SteelFist, and Fusion Fight League since, about October of 2020. So he's been in the game for just over a year, and he is making a hell of an impression here.
Yes, he is.
All right, and his opponent tonight for the Amateur SteelFist Fight Night middleweight title, your current champion out of the black corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds with a current record of 5-3. Doing it for Factum MMA, make some noise for Graham McMillan!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our champion walking out right now. I like that music.
Definitely has a good vibe going on to it.
Yes, it does. So Graham McMillan's walking out right now. Again, he is our amateur middleweight champion here at SteelFist. He has a record of 5-3. He's in representing Team Factum. What do we know about Factum?
Well, Factum, you've got Phil Gephardt over there is the owner and founder. You've got Nicole Shaw is a CrossFit coach. They actually have a whole plethora of training, not just MMA. They also do the CrossFit stuff. You got Eric Lemert. And Graham McMillan is also one of the coaches, not just a competitor himself. So they originally, I believe, Eric Wallin was over there as well. And so they've kind of,
separated ways, I believe, and Eric's over there at Fight City now.
Yes, and you've still got Phil Gephardt over there. Phil's got some pretty good fights under his belt as well. So a lot of experience out there. And I believe they've been around probably about 7, maybe 8 years. I want to say about 2016.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. Kind of boxing is kind of the way I always saw them associated with, kind of as I was coming up, kind of seeing them more associated with boxing in a lot of ways.
Well, definitely when Coach Wallin was over there, they had a lot of the boxing game. Now, he is our current SteelFist amateur middleweight champion. He's got that 5-3 record. And his last fight was actually against Robert Snow here at SteelFist back in May, where he won via rear naked choke in round number 4 of that championship fight.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that was quite the battle. Those guys were kind of going back and forth, and he finally got that finish in round 4. I don't remember where the opponent was coming from, what his record was like at the time, but I do remember it being a pretty good fight.
Well, and one thing that I know about Graham McMillan is that he puts on a hell of a show no matter who he's fighting. It's aggressive. There's a lot of action back and forth. And his previous opponent, I believe, was 2-1 going into that fight.
Gotcha. Well, and I think what you're going to see here is this action pack, because you see the same thing on Trent. Trent comes out here, he hits hard, and he just keeps coming.
Well, there is a lot of aggression on both of these guys. I mean, the aggression factor alone is going to make this fight very interesting. I'm excited to see if it even goes into the championship rounds. Both these guys are very physical and very active when they fight.
Yes. Well, and if I remember correctly, I think in my brain, and this is maybe just what my brain's doing, was that Trent could possibly sleep him, but Graham could maybe sub him.
You know, honestly, I think it's a little bit of both from both of them.
See, I'm trying to make it simple for us.
Well, you know, that's the thing.
This thing all complex.
Well, Graham's won by rear naked chokes. He's won by punches. He's kind of got the whole spectrum, right? And then you've got Trent Miller. He's kind of the same. He's won by, strikes, decision, guillotine. He's kind of got that whole spectrum. Both of these guys are well-rounded fighters, and they could finish the fight any way they want. Nice exchange.
They're coming out throwing hands first.
Trent looks very composed. A little bit tighter than Graham does. Graham does seem to be a little bit more loose and relaxed with his jabs, kind of tossing him out there, while Trent definitely seems to be a little bit more coiled.
Yes, more compact. He's landing those shots up close. But
yes.
They seem to be landing a little bit more than McMillan's are.
Yes. Well, and McMillan was kind of throwing a little bit more from the outside, that loose jab from the outside to maintain the distance, and Trent just came in tight and started throwing himself.
Yeah, well, and he did. And I liked how partway through that little almost clinch, he started to put his hand out there to block for the knee, and then came right back up.
Well, and you saw the uppercut by Graham on that separation, too. He missed, but he still threw off of that separation.
Nice long jab. I'd like to see Graham use that a little bit more, use that jab a little bit more, kind of establish that distance. It does look like he has the distance on him. So I'd like to see him try to use that maybe a little bit more.
Well, and
start establishing it.
That being said, I don't want to see him throwing that pawing jab that just kind of measures the distance. I'd like to see him effectively utilize that jab.
Sting him?
Yes.
Definitely patient. This is a 5-round fight. Again, there is a belt on the line. So we are going to do, 5 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, so you got 15 minutes of action potentially in this fight, which is, 6 minutes longer than a normal fight would go to a decision.
Well, and so you will typically see championship fights kind of start a little bit slower, kind of feel each other out. Again,
more measured.
Yes, more measured. More caution in general a lot of times, not always, but in general. It's kind of what you get when you get high-level competitors together.
I do like the feeling out that we're seeing, but again, I would like to see something as far as countering or exploding off, at least for a second, off of either one of these guys. And you're seeing, again, that pawing jab out of Graham. Again, kind of just establishing his reach.
I'd like to see a nice leg kick out of him. I'd like to see, Trent is a big boy. It looks like he hits hard.
Well, and Trent's the one that's been closing the distance every time to connect the strikes.
So I'd like to kind of take some of that base out of him, if that makes sense.
Right.
Take a little bit of sting off those punches. Again, we got 5 rounds.
Maybe after that pawing jab from outside the reach, throw a leg kick right off of it.
Yeah, something to at least set it up.
Right. Well, because while the hands might not reach, those legs will.
Yes.
All right, and that's the end of round number 1. Very controlled and measured round. I think that just off of what I'm able to see, I think that Trent probably took that round because he landed more strikes. He was aggressive. He was closing the distance and actually landed some impactful shots where Graham might have thrown more, but they were so far outside of the reach that I don't think that it was anything that was going to win him the round. He didn't connect the shots the way that Trent Miller was able to.
Yeah, Graham was doing okay. He was trying to set up the distance. He was on the outside, and to the eyes of the judges, it does look like Trent would kind of be pushing that pace.
Yes.
So he'd kind of have more of that octagon or center control.
He had more effective aggression.
Yes.
In the stand-up game.
And I do think he was more compact, landing more of those on the inside.
Yes.
It did kind of get dead partway through, so I think Graham could have done something to steal the round partway near the end. It didn't happen, So I would probably give that round to Trent as well. But again, sometimes it takes a little bit more than that to beat the champ.
Yeah, and that's one difficult thing with being the challenger is you have to take it away from the champ. You have to decisively, at least in my mind, you have to decisively make that case. And historically, what I've witnessed is that it tends to skew towards the champion.
Let's see, it looks like Trent's kind of trying to lunge in there a little bit, land a couple of these shots. I like how Graham stepped back and just kind of countered those.
Yeah, and I liked his stepping to the side. I like the way that he cut the angle to try and avoid anything big off of Trent's hand.
Well, again, I think if he could sit there and if he makes Trent throw, I think he could almost maybe try to pick that apart.
Well, nice tie up there by Graham off of Trent's shots. And again, that's that dangerous takedown we talked about in the last fight.
Now, Graham was able to get back to his feet, which was nice.
Yeah,
it's not something that you always see.
No, and where I call that a dangerous takedown, it's not for Trent that being a dangerous takedown. It is dangerous as the person attempting the takedown because you do run the risk of ending up flat on your back with your opponent on top of you if you're not able to commit all the way through.
Essentially, every time we see that happen, I think my insides go, is he going to get it?
There's a pause and a breath, right?
So it's not the most, money in the bank takedown.
Correct. Now, it might work 9 out of 10 times in the gym, but that's the thing about a fight is it's different than what you do in the gym.
Yes, you're reacting a lot different. That's a little bit of that nerves, a little bit of that adrenaline. Kind of has that body kind of addressing and reacting differently than it does just showing up for sparring day at the gym.
Well, and you generally know what you can do and what you can get away with on the guys at your gym because you train with them so often. You kind of pick apart their weaknesses and their strengths. So that kind of a takedown can be a lot more effective in the gym instead of against someone that you've never spent time in the cage against.
I'd like to see these guys a little bit more active with their strikes.
Nice leg
kick. Yeah, that's hurting them, see? Start chopping that down.
Ooh, nice aggression right there out of Trent Miller.
If he lands to the face for a minute, he can go back to that leg. But if he keeps going for that leg, he's just going to keep checking it like that.
I did like the amount of aggression I saw off of Trent after that leg kick landed, though, because that hurt him, and then he came right in the middle.
Well, he's having a hard time putting weight on that. So some of that power, he's not going to be able to have the same power that he had before. He's not liking those.
Not at all. And you look at that upper thigh right there next to the trunks of Trent Miller. You see how red that is in a line about the shape of a shin somehow across the leg of Trent Miller. That thing is getting red.
Bat.
Yes.
Well, that's why I'd love to see him come inside on that leg.
That thing is welting up really nice.
Nice changing levels. Great get the takedown.
No, great job. I'm actually going to say how much I am impressed with Trent's takedown defense right there. He put that weight on exactly where it needed to be to stop Graham from driving forward. Made Graham go from down to up.
Well, I mean, it was a beautiful chess game from both parties.
Yes.
He was coming in pretty fast. Graham did great, changed levels, went down, got real deep. But here we go. Trent stuffs the takedown, and, we're forced to come back up, separate.
And a little bit of a late shot maybe by Graham. But you know what? He apologized.
Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. It was like at the buzzer. We'll call it at the buzzer, right?
As long as you say sorry, it's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't your mom tell you that?
It's all about malice. It was their malice. I don't think there was malice. So if you're looking over in the corners, Graham looks really calm, really composed going into this third round.
His cardio's looking beautiful.
Oh, yeah. He's ready for the championship rounds. But, again, you look over at Trent Miller. He looks fine.
How's his leg looking?
Well, it's on the other side of the cage, so I can't see it right now. But, I guarantee if it looks anything like it did at the end of the last round, it's pretty red and probably a little bit raised. And you can kind of see it right there. It looks like they brought his shorts down a little bit on it. But, yeah, that's starting to purple.
Yep. I'd like for him to go inside on that.
Switch to the inside of the left leg?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful job by Trent grabbing that leg and just following up with some right hands. Graham not letting go of that leg. Keep it on for dear life.
Smart. He's climbing.
I'd like to see Trent instead of grabbing under. instead of grabbing under the throat like that, I would have loved to see Trent go under the arm and try and stand up that way. It gives a little bit more on it, but you know what? He's still in a decent position. He's not in too much trouble. He's got almost a half butterfly guard going on.
Well, and here they are. They're what?
There you go.
The second one. Nice sweep.
Beautiful. Beautiful transition.
He's
got his hooks in real nice. He's low. Graham's doing a great job turning, but
nice to get back to mount.
Trent just loosened. He loosened up to stay in position. Exactly. I was very impressed with Graham's transition from the back there, but watching Trent let him roll underneath was fantastic.
Graham's going to get flattened out, or he was getting flattened out.
This fight's about to get stopped if Graham doesn't start moving.
Just blocking your face is not intelligently defending yourself.
No, you have to adjust your position and try and get out of the dangerous.
Now he is trying to go from hip to hip. I mean, he is trying to do different things, and that's what's let it go so far. He's been earning this time he's getting.
That's about the only reason that Tyler hasn't stepped in and stopped it, but.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give him, he's been earning this time.
Yes. Trent's in a good position to go for that shoulder choke, honestly.
I see it.
And he's going for the bully. If he can step that leg out.
But that's going to get him out of that.
He's got to ride high, and he doesn't have to, but if he can take that left leg out and step around to the side of the body, he might be able to finish it, but Graham's answering the phone. And creating a
tap.
Man, that was beautiful, nice, slow, and methodic on that choke. He didn't give up on it. Graham was doing the right thing, answering the phone, trying to create separation in the shoulder, but Trent just kept that pressure on until Graham wasn't able to hold out and just tap.
It looks like he gave it his all over there in the corner, Trent did.
Yeah, he left it all right there. And we've got a new SteelFist amateur middleweight champion, Trent Miller. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Sounds good to me.
Well, what'd you guys think of that? Gentlemen, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. Gang, you know what to do. Let them know what you think. Make some noise, please. Two minutes and 10 seconds into round number 3 by arm triangle. Your winner and new SteelFist Fight Night middleweight champion out of the right corner, Trent Miller!
Trent, let me get you over here. How's that feel?
Feels great. Man, Graham's tough. I was hitting him with all I got. You know, it took a lot to put him away.
Hey, well, you finally put him away, and you got that steel around you right now. So tell me about it. What was the game plan going into this fight?
You know, I felt like I would be able to take the fight over on the feet, and I thought he was going to shoot first, but it ended up being me. And, you know, the plan was just to hit him and not get hit.
Well, I thought that he was going to shoot first, too, but I guess it was you, too. You made me lose a bet also. So, are we going to see you defend this belt?
I believe so. You know, it depends on what my managers and coaches have for me. But I'd love to come back here again. I love fighting for SteelFist. All my fights so far for them have been great. And I'd love to come back.
Well, I've seen you put on some great fights for us. You came out, you've got this is your 6th fight real quick. What's the game plan? What's the future entail for you?
I think I'm going to be taking 1 or 2 more amateur fights and then making the jump to pro. You know, just taking it 1 fight at a time.
Sounds good. Well, everybody, first before I announce you, do you got any fans, family, sponsors you need to thank?
yeah, I'd like to thank my coaches at Extreme Couture, my manager and coach Roman Isbell. I'd like to thank God and family, friends, everyone in my corner. Contenders Clothing, my sponsor, and my fiance, Darcy Gregg, who I just got engaged to a week or two ago. So.
All right. Well, thank you. Congrats. Everybody, let me get a big round of applause for our new amateur middleweight champion, Trent Miller. Good fight, man.
Nice job, huh?
It's the hardest part. You got to hold that belt up, Trent. Smile for the pictures. Congratulations. SteelFist Fight Night Amateur Middleweight title going to Trent Miller. Trent sitting at 6-0 by my record. Not bad, man. He doesn't want his picture with the Bud Girls, but he has to, so he'd rather have it with his fiance. Congratulations, Mr. Miller. Well done, sir. Well, that's about it, right? We got anything else? Oh, wait. We got one more, don't we, Coach? All right. So while I have your attention, thank you so much for coming out. On behalf of everybody at SteelFist Fight Night, you guys are the reason we do this. If we want to be Utah's premier fight night, we need Utah's premier fans, and that's you guys. So thank you. We really appreciate you being here. We're going to be back on the 19th right here at the Union Event Center. If you thought this was a good time, come back and play with us again on the 19th. Who's ready for the next fight? Oh, come on. This is the main event. Knock that crap off. Who's ready for the main? I cuss on mic and make eye contact with a 10-year-old. That's always a good feeling. All right, this is it. Fight number 11, your main event of the evening, brought to you by JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions, the biggest bass and the best in the audio industry. Check out JSS on Facebook. They are here with us every event, been with us for a while. We absolutely love them. JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. This professional SteelFist Fight Night heavyweight title bout is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. It's a long time with somebody trying to hurt you. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's a heavyweight with a current record of 64-34. He's got to be from planet Krypton. Make some noise for Tony Lopez.
Waiting for that beat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage, the one, the only, Tony Lopez. This man is 46 years old, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at about whatever weight he wanted to walk out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. Tony Lopez.
That's how he does it.
Tony Lopez has a crazy record of 64-34-0, training out of Team Planet Krypton. This man has so many fights, it is ridiculous. And he'll take a fight on any notice, right?
Yeah. I mean, this guy will throw down, as you can see, heavyweight, so he doesn't have to cut weight. He's a big man, and he's fought everybody. I mean, look at his record. What is it, 64-34-0? I'm surprised he's never had a no contest with that many fights.
You know, I believe he did have a no contest against the one and only Jeremy Horn not too long ago, where it went all 3 rounds and ended in a no contest through decision.
Okay.
And so, This guy is just phenomenal. He's been all around. Team Planet Krypton out of Yucaipa, California. So I'm just excited to see him here, man. This guy's phenomenal. And let's look at his opponent, the champion, Ben Moa.
His opponent tonight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall. He's a heavyweight. Current record of 8-1 and doing it for One Hit MMA. Let's hear it for Ben Moa.
You can see him coming. He's peeking.
He's getting ready to tackle something.
Oh, he's ready.
He's on the line. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our SteelFist heavyweight champion walking out right now, Ben Moa. And as you can see, he's got a little bit of flavor with him.
Just a little bit of swagger.
Just a little. Now, it says that he was 5'10". He is not 5'10".
No,
He is 6'2", 6'3", 8-1. He is representing Team One Hit. You know, I know those guys a little bit, but what do you know about One Hit? Why don't you talk about it for us?
I know Ben Moa used to play for the University of Utah as a football player. Ended up playing pro. I believe he was on the Ravens. Baltimore?
No, I don't believe that. He was on Dolphins, I believe.
Sorry, Dolphins. He did play in the NFL for a while. He's back here. He's a realtor, actually, if you're looking to buy a home from an amazing individual. Hit up Ben Moa. But on top of that, he is the SteelFist heavyweight champion. His last fight in SteelFist was against Luis Cortez back around 2018. And then he did fight in Bellator briefly against Steve Mowry, which is actually his only professional loss. And now he's back at SteelFist defending his SteelFist title tonight against Tony Lopez.
Well, and Steve Mowry kind of took him down and kind of dominated him on the ground. Now, that has been one of the things that would be Ben's kryptonite.
Right.
I know Ben's been wanting to get into the PFL. I know they gave him a little bit of feedback, said, hey, work on your ground game.
Right.
So I know he's definitely done that. At Steve Mowry, now he was no slouch himself. He, I believe, just grappled against, J-Rod, and I mean, I think that he did all right.
Well, the thing about Ben Moa is you see a lot of that pro football style athlete. I mean, he's very explosive.
Yes,
and his hands are very, very strong. So, you know, where his ground game might have been lacking, it was more the wrestling side, not the ability to get someone on the ground and control him. It was more about getting off of his back.
Yes. I mean, he has Steven Siler said it, he moves like a featherweight.
Yes.
Yeah. He hits like a heavyweight, hits like a truck.
Yeah, he's deceivingly quick. But again, that comes from that professional athlete all around. He's a professional athlete playing in the NFL and also, you know, collegiate level with the NCAA with football and everything else. So the man is physically aggressive.
Yes, definitely physically aggressive. Now, I can't see, I mean, look, if you look at their head height, it looks like, I mean, we're going to see him lined up. It looks like Tony might have him by what, an inch or two?
I'm going to give him about an inch or two. It looks like, you know, on paper, he's got him by about 3 inches.
Yeah. Well, and it says he's 5'10". He's not 5'10".
No, he's not. No, but he's about 6'2". Ben Moa is about 6'2" and maybe 6'3", and you've got Tony Lopez, who is 6'5". So he's got 2, maybe 3 inches on him. But honestly, I don't think that the reach matters too much in this fight.
Well, you got Tony, who's fought everybody and their mom. He's coming out of bare knuckle most recently, I believe.
Yes, and just an all-out warrior. The guy just fights like a fighter. Like he deserves to be in the freaking gladiator arena every time he gets into the cage.
Oh yeah. I mean, he puts his life out there for you. And that's what he's been doing for the last how long? I mean, look at his record.
Well, and honestly, Tony Lopez, his goal right now is to get not to 100 fights. He wants 100 wins. So he's at that point in his career where, he changed up his goal set, and it became, I want to win 100 fights. And that means he's taking anything that comes his way.
I mean, so he's got about another 30 that he's headed out there for.
Yeah, he's close. He's got 36 wins to go, and you never know. Tonight could be the night that he gets down to 35 wins to go.
Well, he's very reserved. I like how he's kind of
he's calm,
really feeling it out, feeling the fight out.
He's composed.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't throwing much. He's not showing too much. They're trying to see what Ben's going to do. Now, Ben likes to counter punch a little bit.
I think that this is the first time I've seen Ben be this slow to aggress in a fight, just because I think that he respects what Tony Lopez is bringing into the cage.
You have to respect what you bring to the cage. When you bring that many fights, I mean, you'd be stupid not to.
You have to plan and time your shots.
I mean, look, that was right up toward Ben's head. And feeling it out. Both parties pretty respectful.
And again, this is a championship fight at the professional level. This thing goes 25 minutes if it goes all 5 rounds.
Someone in the crowd yelled, "He's scared, Ben," and Ben had some sort of retort back.
Big right hand by Ben, and Tony just takes it in stride.
And I think that's what's going to happen with Tony. I think Tony's going to be able to take these type of shots. I really do.
Tony just kind of shrugged.
Took a nice breath.
Yes, let Ben know that he's still here.
Yeah.
Well, and Ben landed that really big right overhand, and it really didn't phase Tony. And that's not what you normally see.
Happens.
Yes. Again.
Yeah, he hit him again.
Ben lands a nice left. Another big right.
So Ben's landing, but it's not dropping.
No, and Tony landed that nice kind of uppercut off of that shot after eating it to the head.
Yeah. I mean, Tony's doing a good job taking these, and then striking off.
Yes,
he's not
just taking it.
Yes, he's not just backing away. He's trying to strike at the same time.
That one did slow him down a little bit.
It did. It just interrupted the timing.
Yeah. He was moving forward on that, and then kind of ate a little bit to the chin and decided not to throw it.
Yeah. Well, it's probably smart at that point in time to hold it.
He's cut right about the bridge of the nose on the left side, close to the eye. Tony Lopez is.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, he's got a tiny bit. You can't see it at this angle, but the other side of his nose got a little trail of blood coming down right
that's
around.
where he's been getting cracked to that big right from Ben. I do think Tony's going to be a tough guy to put out.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's what he's shown in previous fights is he is very tough to put out.
Very durable.
Yes. I mean, you don't get to almost 100 fights and not have a chin and have a capability of going the distance.
What was the story we were hearing earlier when he was fighting Jeremy Horn that supposedly, Jeremy was kind of looking after cracking him with all sorts of crap after.
Like, how is he still standing?
Yeah. Choking the crap out of him for how long?
And just not able to finish him and going,
what is he still doing?
Yeah, how is he still up?
And that's, again, that the guy you've been touting all night long who has how many fights, right? The great Jeremy Horn.
Right, yes.
So, I mean, if he's saying this, if that's what he recollects from it, honestly, Tony's doing something right.
It speaks very highly of the caliber of Tony Lopez.
I mean, I used to tell my son all the time, even when I was in wrestling, I don't care if you win or lose, just make him not want to wrestle you again.
Yeah, right?
Don't make it enjoyable.
One and done.
Uh-huh. Just make them, when they see you, say, "Oh, crap.
I don't want to rematch."
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
And again, still very slow paced in this first round. I think that Ben has landed some nice shots, enough to eke out the win in this round if nothing else happens at this point. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home watching, these are big boys. There's 25 minutes of action in this fight. You need to expect a slow pace, especially in the first round.
And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of respect for each other. I mean, it's looking to me as though Tony's coming pretty slow. His strikes aren't coming too fast. Looks to me like there's a definite advantage.
The crowd like that one.
But again, we are still the first round.
Yeah. We've got
4 more rounds.
We've got 20 minutes left, potentially, in this fight. Ben, big takedown by Ben Moa. We're going to see a round number 2, but that is the way you put the mark at the end of the round.
That's right. And then he struts over to the corner.
You talk about swagger over there on Ben Moa. That man has got some swagger. Smooth walking into the corner.
The offense.
You know what? That was perfect timing on when he needed to explode, because I think that he was doing what he needed to do to win that round anyway, but that big exclamation point at the end of it by picking him up, slamming him hard, and landing some big shots. I wonder who the crowd's rooting for.
I don't know. But I wonder who Ben's. I could see him sitting there chanting to himself.
He might have started the chant. We weren't watching.
Yeah, he might have done it on his own. No, I mean, Tony over there, I mean, he's sitting on the stool,
No.
he's talking, he's coherent, barely out of breath.
Honestly, if I'm looking
He's good.
at the corners, I think that Ben is more
fatigued.
Yeah, he has spent more energy. Look at the sweat glistening off of him.
No, he sweats.
Right, but I'm just saying, you look at him, he looks like
sweaty.
He put more effort into that round, and Tony just kind of looked like he woke up.
You put him and Joe Rodriguez together, they drench the mats.
I mean, it makes it harder to grab onto somebody, but. Again, nice.
Very intense.
Nice, slow, respectful of each other start to this round. Ben throwing a couple jabs from a little bit outside of his own distance, but now just kind of waiting.
Well, and that's what I'm watching. I'm watching just kind of not much. I mean, this is a very slow fight so far.
But again, it's a championship fight. This thing goes 5 rounds.
Well,
you don't want to blow your wad early on in the beginning rounds and then have nothing left in the tank for the championship rounds.
You can get clipped real easy, and it's done. You know, I think that's one of the big things there is this idea of getting clipped. I think both parties understand that's not what they want to have happen.
Well, you know, there's the thing about a puncher's chance, right? You know, one well-timed shot can end a fight any second, any round.
Good jab. I'd like to see that jab a little bit more. You know, I'd like to see, Ben start, throwing that jab out there, doubling it up.
Nice inside leg kick by Tony.
I wonder what nice big hand. He's looking for that when Tony ducks his head.
I'd like to see Tony unload some of these that he chambers. He chambers a lot of them. He almost throws and then pulls it back. I'd love to see him let some of those go a little bit more.
Well,
even if they're not connecting or barely connecting, it does kind of change the thought process. Big left by Moa.
And he just caught him coming out that back door, turned right around, whack.
Again, chambering his own shots there.
Well, I think he's more just trying to push Ben back. I'd like to see actually Ben throw a 2 right when he does that because he hasn't been following through with it.
Right. But if he followed through, what that does, again, even if it's not something that knocks your opponent down or lands effectively or very hard, it does change the game plan of your opponent because now, all right, he's dangerous. He's throwing stuff at me. He's not just pulling his punches. Or, he's not second-guessing himself.
Well, there might be something coming back my way. Right now, there's not that much coming back Ben's way.
Right. When you
Ben's
feel like
respecting the striking that's not necessarily coming.
Right. Well, and it makes Ben more confident because there's nothing coming back off the exchange. He's not committing to anything dangerous yet.
Well, and he started to hurt him a little bit.
Yes.
When Ben starts to be able to look over top of you and start throwing down at you, he's enjoying himself. I'd like to see some leg kicks.
Yeah, you're seeing Ben become a lot more comfortable too in those shots.
I think he's starting to realize he's not throwing, or at least I don't think Ben's been hit with anything hard enough yet.
No, I mean that one landed, but it didn't land flush.
No.
just kind of leans back a little bit there.
There's another one, and another one.
Love to see Lopez. There you go. I was going to say, I'd love to see Lopez throw that side kick, and then bam, throws it.
Hey, don't hold still. Don't hold still.
Ooh, nice. Again, now you're seeing right, but you're seeing him throw things now and not recoil his own shots.
Yes.
The kicks, the punches, they're all actually leaving the chamber now, which is a big difference than what we were seeing early on in this round.
That is true. That is true.
But I think that also goes to kind of respecting that Ben's landing shots. You need to fire back.
Yeah. Well, and I hope he is. I mean, it looks like he's trying to time Ben coming in.
Yes, and kind of throw that counter off of it. Oh, nice.
Ben's now on the ground.
Yep, Tony did a great job getting that position.
That's not what he should do. We want him turning in the other direction.
Yep, we talked about that earlier in the show, but you know, you got 10 seconds left, and this is the opposite of where Ben Mo was at the end of the first round. Now Tony's in a dominant position, but is Tony going to do anything here to make a mark on the judges for winning that round? And I don't know if he did enough there. He controlled, he got the takedown, but he didn't.
It's not going to change the result of that round.
No, it might. I'm going to throw that word out there. It might. In my humble opinion, I don't think it will because, again, he got the takedown, but he didn't capitalize on it. He just held.
Well, and there wasn't much time left. If you really look at like the total amount of time was,
10 seconds.
Yeah,
12 maybe.
And then you saw Ben definitely getting the best out of situations right there. Looks to me as though you got Aldo there kind of giving him instructions and they're waving next to each other into the crowd. But it looks like Aldo's giving him the instructions, kind of step in, kind of get a little bit more feints, get him to throw, and then kind of step back in, maybe kind of like a step back two type thing.
Right. Well, I keep looking over at Tony in his corner. How calm his breathing pattern is. He does not look winded at all. He's over in Ukaipa, right? That's where Team Planet Krypton's out of. I'm wondering how much time he spends up in Big Bear training because his cardio is phenomenal. He does not look labored at all. And coming up here to Salt Lake City, we're at a elevation close to around 5,000 feet. So that's a little bit more of an elevation than you got over in Ukaipa. So I'm wondering how much time he spends up in Big Bear getting his cardio on.
Well, and he's not throwing a crap ton.
No.
Right? Very conservative.
No, but still, you see guys at that weight, even, 3 rounds of just circling each other, breathing heavily. His cardio is looking fantastic.
And he's a good heavyweight size. He's not, a big, chubby heavyweight.
No.
He's lean, he's tall, he's 6'5".
Yeah.
Jeez.
You're right. If he wasn't a heavyweight, he'd look, a little lanky.
Agreed. Readjusting angles.
Ooh.
Almost got him with a back fist.
Right. Well, that was a nice lead-in by Ben coming in with that 1-2. But, again, not landing and not following up. 1-2 out. 1-2 out. It almost feels like Tony's taking this as a sparring match.
Yes.
Pace-wise.
Pace-wise, that's the way it seems.
Ooh, nice head kick by Tony.
Yeah, good way to come up high. Ben's going to watch those head kicks.
Well, and that leg kick actually had a little bit more oomph on it than any of the earlier leg kicks by Tony.
Well, and you start to see, Ben trying to now strike a little bit more, get a little bit more aggressive. I'd like to see both of these two kind of uncork it a little bit.
And it seems like Tony's coming alive a lot more in this round.
Agreed.
Actually, in probably the latter half of the second round, started coming alive, and now he's throwing with a little bit more connectivity. Even those kicks earlier in the fight kind of seemed a little lazy. And, you saw off that leg kick, even though Ben was able to grab it, it connected, and it made a loud slap.
Yes. Well, and he's... Tony's been able to throw those head kicks up there that I'm kind of surprised about.
Yes. Ooh. Ben made him think. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is over. Tony Lopez lands
you have to watch those head kicks.
Perfectly timed head kick on Ben Mo and gets a knockout. Oh my God. We have a new SteelFist heavyweight champion.
There it goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that was amazing.
And he said good night as he walked by.
You know what? That was timed about as perfectly as it gets.
those head kicks were starting to land. They were starting to come through. They were starting to get dangerous. So you recognize that we've got to watch out for them. And boom.
Right. Perfect timing. Ben's up. Ben's back.
He's back.
He's good. He's smiling. Might be a little weak in the knees, which is expected.
Yes,
But you know what? He's good. He's going to. Oh, look at that replay.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Ouch.
it was just clean right up, shin to the head.
You know, what I love about the sportsmanship that both of these guys have right now, Ben wakes up and kind of pretends to rush at Tony. You missed it because of the replay, but it was beautiful.
It was
and then just
beautiful.
they both start laughing. That was a beautiful main event. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Lopez,
beautiful move.
The new professional heavyweight champion for SteelFist Fight Night. Now let's see if he's going to come back and defend that thing.
Let's see.
All right, let's take it to the cage, make this thing official.
All right.
All right, you guys, please get home safely. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Root for your team. Happy Valentine's Day. But first, and I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Let me hear you make some noise for these two. Ah, come on, they deserve more than that. Let them hear it. Two minutes and 38 seconds into round number 3. Your winner and new SteelFist Fight Night heavyweight title champion by knockout out of the red corner, Tony Lopez!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Tony Lopez. Dude, that head kick was so perfectly timed, man. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling good except for this damn nose of mine. Got in the way.
A little bit of blood, but man, you took that with stride. You came back, you won that thing with a beautiful knockout. Did anything in that fight catch you off guard?
Yeah, all his punches. They were stopping me from doing anything.
He's a big, strong man, so yeah, you kind of expect that. So real quick, I heard that you've kind of got a new goal of a certain amount of wins. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, you know, when I started this business, I set my goals. One was, you know, be a fighter, travel the world, get into movies and all that kind of stuff, and be on music. I've done all that. And so I hit a slump in my career because I was like, oh, I've done everything I wanted. Well, I had to set new goals, and my new goal is I want 30 in a row. Usually, most likely, they won't be decision wins. It will be either KO or submission. You know, and that's my new goal right now. Hit 100 fights and 30 straight wins.
Outstanding, man. Well, you're on that path right now. Are you going to come back and defend that title here?
No, I'm done here. You know, this place was, no, I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. No, I'd love to come back, you know.
We'd love to have you come back, man. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
You know what? First of all, I'd like to thank Pat for reaching out to me and offering me this fight. You know, if he hadn't reached out to me, I wouldn't be here right now. So thanks a lot, Pat. And then everybody else here in the organization. You know, they've been treating me good, showing me love. The fans out here. You know, I hear the boos because I know you're a hometown boy here. You know, got a lot of followers. But at the same time, you know, the people here, you know, they've been showing me a lot of love. And I love that, you know, and I would love to come back and, you know, show you guys a little bit more of what I got to offer.
Well, we can't wait to see you come back, man. Hey, congratulations. Thanks a lot for coming out and showing us what's up. Everybody give it up for your winner, Tony Lopez!
Woo! Congratulations, Tony. Well done. Enjoy the belt. Can't argue with that one. Thank you so much to everybody for coming out. We appreciate you. We love you. We want you to get home safe. Come back with us the 19th of next month. Never know what we'll have in store. Hope to see you there. We out.